Daniel,
Hello.
would you like to wank over a video game?
Jesus Christ. You don't get to do the intro next month. Is this your plan to get out of having to do the intro? If you just do it so badly this month, you're never going to be able to do it again.
I opened Keymailer, and the first thing is like a fucking literally a wanker video game where it's clearly you're just meant to wank over it.
Now, here's
Well,
the
is it like
interesting
literally
thing.
wanking simulator or a game that is supposed to...
It's clearly a porn game. It's Lust from Beyond, which I keep getting emails about, which is always like,
I've
you
had
can play it on
so
Twitch.
many emails about that, yeah.
Oh, so many. And it's always like, play it on Twitch. It's like, you can't, it's porn.
So, here's the deal. Yeah, I'd love a code. I have sent, because Matt's about to take 2 weeks off. Like, it's supposed to have been Monday. He's taking them off fucking at the end of this week. Matt's
Actually, it was
2
supposed to be
weeks off.
It was actually supposed to be last Wednesday, but...
Yeah, whatever. It's supposed to be 2 weeks off, right? So Matt's taking 2 weeks off. So I've already started pre-recording some videos for when he gets back to edit. One of which is legitimately just a porn game. And I've delved into this field a little bit. They're odd. They seem to
Is
forget
this the
about
Valentine's Day PodCats? Is that what we're doing? A bit late?
Oh yeah, happy Valentine's Day,
Happy
everyone. Let's talk
Valentine's
about
Day,
wanking.
everybody. We're going to spend the
hi to
next
those people who
hour
are
and a
watching this
half
in
talking
March.
about weird wanking games.
What did you get as a Valentine's present, John? I'm not going to ask Matt. There's no point, is there?
Okay, this is going to sound weird.
Oh, here we go.
Mine's gonna sound weirder, John, I assure you.
Oh yeah, shit! I forgot that.
I didn't actually do anything for Valentine's Day because my family were visiting.
Oh, on Valentine's Day.
Yeah, which is an odd day, but apparently it's like it's UK half term or something at the moment, so my nieces and nephews were available. They're normally very busy. But it sounds kind of weird when you say, "Oh yeah, I had my whole family over, including all my nieces and nephews for Valentine's Day."
Okay,
that
do you want to hear
sounds
something
weird.
You know what I got for Valentine's
But
Day,
we just
John?
went out for a pizza. It was nice, like an
that
actual
sounds
pizza,
nice.
not like a Prince Andrew pizza.
John, I got something for Valentine's Day. I need you to know this.
Okay,
Right.
What you got given something for Valentine's Day?
Yes.
Was it
I got
anonymous?
sent no. I got sent normal actual flowers by Daniel.
That started off so nice and then became so disappointing so fast.
I know.
Imagine
were
the disappointment of receiving nice flowers on Valentine's Day, and it turns
They're not
out
even
they're from
joke flowers. They're just flowers.
I bought Matt a peace lily to celebrate the 15th anniversary of Hot Fuzz, which is Valentine's Day.
Did that come out on Valentine's Day? Didn't know that.
Yeah.
It's an odd day to have released that.
Yeah, well, Cloverfield came out on Valentine's Day as well. It's a good day for good films.
I mean, if there's going to be
films I like.
one entry in the Cornetto trilogy, I'd have thought you might release on Valentine's Day. I'd have gone for Shaun of the Dead. That's the one with the most romance in it.
The thing is, though, right, it's in a nice part. It's not like I can look sad on a train with it during an interesting montage. It's just a nice plant.
Yeah. You've got, there is nothing alive in your house. There's nothing alive.
No,
not even you.
There's
established
him,
this.
hopefully.
Not
If
even
it hasn't
you.
caught fire.
No, but there's a reason for that, because I can guarantee to you, no matter how hard I try, that plant will be dead within a month.
Oh, Claire's
Well, I
the
was
same.
like-
Claire kills everything green that comes near her.
I thought it would be something to do when you got your time off. I just thought, it's a day for celebrating love, and love comes in different forms. And Matt makes my life easier, and he's all right. It's a form of love there.
Oh, that was
Yeah, see,
really
but
sweet.
but
Is
that's
there a
the thing,
punchline where you're about to be a twat?
No.
Oh,
No, that's the
even
thing.
better.
It's weird. It's weirdly nice, and also it's
So
weird
now
for
you're
me,
suspicious
a
there's like a
single
bomb
man.
in the pot or something.
Well, I'm not suspicious as the bottom of the pot, but it is a bit. I was like, I got your Valentine's Day gift, and I'm like, what the fuck? And then it's just, I went to get it because I wasn't in. I had to go down to the fucking collections place. And they're like, what is it? And I'm like, no. And he just fucking comes out with this fucking box of flowers, and I'm like, what the?
Oh, but now
He's like,
now
oh.
they think you got a secret admirer.
We're like, oh, flowers on Valentine's Day, and I'm like, oh god. Look, frankly, the relationship between
like-
me and you, Daniel, is already weird enough. Like,
I sent you a PS5 last month.
You still sent me a PS5, you twat.
Oh, fine, I'll get you one. Jesus, I know a guy. He's called Mr. Sony. Jeff
Is he?
Sony, that's his name, and he has loads in his house.
I feel so
Sony.
annoyed I didn't actually just write to Sony before the PS5 came out. So, well, there's no point. They're not just going to be handing out consoles to anybody. Then it turns out they were handing out consoles like any influence in the bloody ass.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair,
Really annoying.
The weird thing about them as well is they just keep sending us shit occasionally. Like, I'll just be in one day and a box will arrive. I'm like, what's this? It's just a load of PS5 controllers.
Yeah, they just send like everything they relate. Like we've got the new Horizon code sitting there. Oh, I accidentally streamed a bit of it.
Oh,
Did
shit.
you see this morning?
That's a bad.
What?
Naughty.
What do you mean you actually streamed a bit of it?
So
I won't.
This morning I was like, we're doing the podcast tonight, so instead of streaming tonight, I'll stream in the morning, and I'll stream the new Cyberpunk patch because it's got a lot of new content and stuff.
Yeah.
I thought that'd be a fun thing to stream. And I set it all up, and I could hear music playing. And so I started talking. I was like, "Where? Could you hear this music?" And everyone was like, "Yeah, we can hear this like weird, like slightly haunting music." But I had my PS5 on in the background and totally forgot. And it was coming through OBS because OBS nicks the console audio. So I kind of streamed the little. It's just the main menu music, but technically, I don't think I was supposed to do that.
That's probably okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think that's
in that sort of,
fine,
like,
yeah.
I think that's all right. I think that's fine. I haven't played it yet. I haven't played the first one. People say this one's really good. I kind of want to. Let's have a go. Let's have a play.
I tried playing the first one legitimately 3 separate times.
Yeah.
And every time I stopped, I got so annoyed that I stopped.
I don't get it. I don't understand it. It's fine. It's a game that
It's
a game that's absolutely fine. But I don't understand how anyone could like say it's like game of the year, top games, really needed a sequel game. It's fine.
Well, I think
and I
it's
don't
two
understand
things.
it.
I think it's pretty, and I think it's mechanically solid. Like it's Guerrilla Games,
Yeah,
so
it's
it
solid.
feels
Absolutely.
absolutely great to play. I just don't think it had any interesting ideas.
It was just every trope of an open world AAA game combined into one game. Like I started
and it
playing
came out
on
like
the PS4.
open world game height, like when everything
Well,
was a
that's it.
fucking Ubisoft game.
came
Maybe
out
I
on the
was
PS4.
maybe I was certainly super burnt out on Ubisoft games when it came out.
But
Maybe
this is
that
the
was
thing.
it.
This is the thing, right? I tried it when it came out on the PS4, and I was like, whatever. But then when it came out on the PC, I tried it. I got it for like 10 quid on the PC. I went, okay, I will give it another go because it's got to be at 60. It's going to look nice. It's going to be at 40p. Blah blah blah. Whatever. And I tried playing it again, and I forced myself to just sit for like 5-6 hours and play through it. Because several people I spoke to were like, oh yeah, the intro tutorial bit's kind of shit, but once you get out into the open world, it gets way better. And I'm like, fine. Oh my fucking god, it just never ends. The tutorial just keeps going, and it does everything. It's that bit where it's like, oh, you better walk through the thing, and it's like doing the stealth tutorial at the start. Yeah. It's like, oh, careful. And I'm like, I know how stealth works. I mean, read. It's so standardized. And then it's like, oh, god, there's a bit. And then your dad dies, and God, it's just every trope, and you're doing this fucking boss fight, and you're like behind. So I did the clever thing of sneaking around them, climbing up behind them, and stabbing them all in the throat because they didn't see me. But then the second you kill them all, it cuts to a cutscene where I'm back at the thing, and there's a big guy with a minigun firing, and it's like, no. And then after all that, I had to walk for 5 whole minutes with an old woman in a cave, and it does the standard thing which Red Dead Redemption 1 fixed, where she just walks too slowly, so you're just stopping and starting every 2 seconds because your character doesn't walk the same fucking speed.
Yeah,
I was just thinking this sounds like why I couldn't get on with Red Dead Redemption 2.
Oh god, cannot stand that fucking awful game.
I like that game, weirdly.
Yeah, I really wanted to like it, but I like 20 hours in, it was still tutorializing, and I just wanted it to stop.
Yeah, to be fair, it does do that, I agree.
I remember the first, 3 hours of that game, and I was playing it going, oh, this is a fucking catastrophe. Like, I'm having to hand pick up every tin of beans.
Oh, see, I like that.
I hate that.
I was okay with that. We got the full spectrum here.
I hate that shit.
Yeah, I know you'd hate that, Dan, because my thing with games like that Red Dead 2 tried to go, okay, you know what? We're going to make it feel real, which it kind of doesn't, but it puts these arbitrary things.
It doesn't feel real at all, because it keeps stealing control away from you to play these mini cutscenes of your character just animating.
I agree. That's its big problem.
Yeah.
It's got this narrative dissonance, and I, thankfully, for me, played the game clearly how the cutscenes expected me to, so it didn't feel that off. But still, I get it. Like, if you're fucking... Oh, God, I forgot his name.
Sorry, John? You forgot John's
Arthur.
name?
Arthur. No,
Still
Arthur
here.
Morgan. I forgot. Arthur Morgan. Yeah. What?
I know he's not contributing much to this podcast, but he's still here.
No, Arthur Morgan, and he just, if you're going around killing loads of people, and in a cutscene he's like, oh, better save this person, and it's
Sad
like, what?
duck.
Yeah, and I'm like, what? But I didn't go around killing everyone. I was nice, John. John Voss. I was nice, Arthur Morgan.
I'd be terrible in the Wild West. Don't let me in the Wild West.
I will say, by the way, I think Red Dead 2's online is really good quality if it wasn't for the fact that it was...
Very hacked. All the time.
Microtransaction hellhole with no content.
Oh, well,
And everyone's constantly cheating.
Well, I've never found cheaters in there, and I've also, weirdly, microtransaction-wise, part of the problem with it is there's not enough content. It's not like GTA where they can add like 70 billion things. It's like, here's a white horse. Like, what the fuck can you add? So I never once in that game got microtransactions, and I own everything. Like, that would be an impossibility in GTA Online.
Yes, unless you spent every hour playing it since it came out.
I don't think even then, though. Because, like, a new update came out for GTA Online recently, which is like, it's got Franklin's back. And it's got thing. And you know what? I went on to have a look, because I'm always curious just to see what it is.
Yeah.
And it's like, you need to buy another office. It's like, I own 7! Why do I need a 8th?
Franklin doesn't like those 7.
Yeah, and he's like, we need a base of operations that has a car park. And I'm like, I own 5 bunkers! I'm paying so many staff members.
I mean, it is a 9-year-old game as well. I'm not interested in new content for it.
No, it's not.
Same,
They're about to relaunch it. Isn't it coming out like next week again or something?
Probably.
They keep relaunching Skyrim, but doesn't make it a new game.
That's true, but they're not adding shit to Skyrim.
They do actually add in new missions and shit, which can be surprisingly meaty. But isn't it a couple of weeks they're releasing the next gen versions of GTA 5 or something?
Yeah, you're right.
It's something.
They'll add something.
It's literally just a PS5. But it's probably just going to be like, look, we've upped the graphics to be like the PC versions, like whatever. Like,
you'll get 60 FPS on a game that was built for the PS3. Oh, thanks.
Yeah,
excited.
A game that on a technical level, I'm sure could actually run on a Switch if they so desired.
Yeah,
they're not going to, but on a technical level, it probably could.
Yeah,
if it could run on the 360, it could run on the Switch.
If the Witcher 3 runs on the Switch, mate, you can get GTA 5 on the Switch.
But on the other hand, GTA 3 doesn't run on the Switch, so
no, but
you can't be hedging your bets.
Yeah,
LA fucking
LA Noir's a really nice port.
Beautiful port, and it's like everything, especially when you talk about Rockstar games, like you can't run that on the Switch, like LA Noir,
Dying Light. What did Dying Light? Dying Light's a PS4 game, right? That's last year, yeah.
Doom Eternal's on the Switch. Like, Doom Eternal, you can run on the PC at like 8K with ray tracing and shit, but you can also run it on the Switch, and I think that's got the largest range of graphical options of any game ever made. Really.
I just find it so surreal that Nintendo has games on it. Just as someone who comes from the generation when Nintendo consoles didn't really have games.
I mean, everyone always
the days of the N64, because like back in those days, that was pre-internet and everything. Well, pre-most consumer internet. So if you wanted information about gaming, it came from a gaming magazine. Once a month they came out, and you buy your N64 magazine. How many reviews are there covering every game that came out on the N64 in the last month? There's like 3.
Yeah.
3 games came out in the last month. And they had to fill like 130 pages with these 3 games and tips for old games that have been out for a year and random speculation about games that might or might not come out in the future. They had to keep doing this even when the N64 dried up and there was like 1 game coming out a month. And the GameCube wasn't out yet. And these poor bastards had to find a way to get 100 pages out a month on this. They must have gone insane.
Well, it was like a demo disc. You know, if you get a demo disc, you get every fucking thing. Like the Just Cause 2 demo is my favourite one ever because I played that more than a lot of games. You know, you got your fucking use out of the disc, you know.
Yeah, that demo sold that game to so many people. It's incredible. And you could break it, but they kind of, I think, knew you could
break it.
And then play without the 30-minute time limit.
And get out of the bounds, and you'd find things that weren't in the same place as the main game because they tried to compress it all for the demo, and it's fascinating.
Wonderful.
I love shit like that.
But the Nintendo thing, because I think, you know, early Nintendo I've been a big fan of, and then there's like, and then it was like, the Wii's a bit interesting, but not really for me. And then the Wii U was a catastrophe, and it always feels like, anytime I talked about Nintendo, I was like, I hate this shit. Like, just come back when you've got games, and now they got games. I'm like, I like Nintendo. People are like, well, you've changed. I'm like, no, I just want games. Well,
the advantage now as well is they've kind of gone for a lot of the games. they've kind of started just going fuck it and making things really stupid. Because Sony's over here going like, look at all our flops, you know. Oh, our games are £70 and they're like they're the Nolan movies, a video game. They're trying to be this big bespoke thing, and Xbox is just being American. And Nintendo's over there going, look at our cardboard fishing rod, and I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? You know, we've made Kirby fucking entirely balloon over a car and waddle along. And I'm like,
fucking hilarious. Who doesn't love Kirby?
Oh god!
Well, Nintendo just these days just saying fuck it, bring it to the Switch. We don't fucking care anymore.
Oh, it's
like,
so good.
I don't know if you remember back in the day in the 90s, Nintendo basically just fell out with Square Enix and was just like, well, I guess we're not going to put any Square Enix games on our consoles for 3 generations because they just fell out over content and who was allowed to publish what where. And then Nintendo's just like, oh fuck it, put it on the Switch. We don't give a shit.
Yeah,
every game.
Every game, all of them on the Switch. Everything
Even if
on
they
the
don't
Switch
work
forever.
right. Come on in, Rockstar.
Come on in, 2K.
Just shovel it in.
But the WWE game, the fucking WWE. Oh my god! If you've never seen footage of it, fucking look it up. That WWE game, the entrances don't run at 30.
Video.
Yes,
there is. The entrances don't run at 30. So,
like 15,
but the music runs fine. So everyone's music runs out before they get down the ramp, and it plays like it's underwater. It plays at about 15 FPS. Like no word of a lie. It slows it down.
Frame rate, yeah.
So it's because the physics of time and frame rate. So you literally are playing the game in slow motion, and that's if you're like if you've got like the smallest arena with no people in it. And just like no any effects, no special weapons or anything, 1-on-1, you will hit about 25 FPS. It's a fucking catastrophe. It's an
that game's
abysmal
I see it go on sale a lot still, and I think the max it ever goes down to is like 25. And I'm like,
they just abandoned it. They just abandoned it. They're like, fuck it. Yeah, whatever. And then of course,
they're still trying to sell it for 25 quid. It's like, what?
Yeah. And then the 2K were like, oh, well, we're putting GTA 3 San Andreas and Vice City, some of the most iconic, well-regarded games of all time. Yeah, give them 2 minutes. Just give them the time that somebody on MasterChef would have.
And like 5 people as well.
I've just had a great idea for a TV show. Basically, the thing that I've said, MasterChef, but with coding games or porting versions of games to the Switch. It's like you've got an hour and a half to put Limbo to the Switch. And people are like, all right, I think I could do it. And then like when you get to the end, it's like, you've got an hour and a half to put World of Warcraft to the Switch. Oh no, it's so many bits and pieces. I'd watch
that came to the fucking Switch though, to be fair, wow.
I would. I mean,
Microsoft came out and said they want to bring Blizzard and Activision titles to other consoles, like especially the Switch, because Microsoft don't seem to try and compete with the Switch. I've realized.
Yeah, well, they're not in the same realm, are they?
No,
they're not.
Or Sony just what's Sony's doing?
Sony's had handhelds in the past. Sony's played with the handheld space.
Oh, let's be honest.
Maybe they feel like they're a little bit more.
No, Sony pokes the handheld space and goes, I don't feel like it. And they walk away.
Sorry, Sony comes in, drops like the best game console
I knew you were about
the best
to fucking
handheld
start.
of all fucking time, and is like, there you go. And they're like, oh, and any games? And by the time you said that to them, they've run off going, yeah, one on child, fuck you. Like, the PSP, they just abandoned and died, even though it was gorgeous. The PSP Go, I will still argue, is the best handheld console. It's amazing. The Vita is a wonderful, comfortable, amazing... The Vita feels leagues ahead of shit like the fucking Switch. It's such a beautiful thing.
The Vita had an OLED screen, for fuck's sake. Like,
the first version did, yeah. Then they got a cheaper version without it.
The second one. But, like, Sony do this to everything, as far as I can tell. Especially looking into internal things. Like, every project Sony do, they, like, do a big push at the start and then go, Oh, we're going to push for 3D games. No, they don't support the developers very much. Okay, we'll push for PSVR. That sort of thing. Oh, it's VR. No,
I think.
And speaking of the Stadia...
No.
By the time you hear this, depending on whether you're hearing it on Patreon or on public release, who knows whether the Stadia is still alive?
Didn't they announce
that thing's in fucking live support?
They've got 4 people developing it as a console and the rest are just working on selling it.
They've started the tweets have started to sound really sad and desperate. Like an ex that doesn't accept it's over.
Oh.
It's
starting to sound really sad.
Who would have possibly seen that fail? Oh, I know.
It really is.
Everyone.
I once worked in an office, where because I was at a head office when I didn't work at head office. I worked in a satellite office. I was at the head office for trading, and everyone stood up and went into meeting rooms. And I was just left sitting in this massive floor by myself because everyone had just forgotten I was going to be there, so no one was assigned to meeting rooms. And I could see everyone looking very sad. Then some people started to cry in all the meeting rooms. I was like, okay, something really bad's happening, and I don't know what it is. And I feel like the person doing the Stadia Twitter is me right there. They can see people crying in the meeting rooms, but they're not sure quite how bad it is yet.
Yeah, that sounds about right, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the Twitter feed of like somebody who knows there's an asteroid heading towards Earth, and there's nothing we can do about it.
I mean, that was a show recently, wasn't it?
A
Or
movie.
Oh, it's been like
Look
1,000
up.
things.
Or
Yeah.
Don't look up.
Look up.
Don't look
Yeah,
up. Sorry, I got that completely backwards.
Did you see that Zuckerberg wants? Sorry, just on the tech chat thing.
I don't
Zuckerberg
care
wants.
what Zuckerberg
Does he want
wants.
to buy the moon? Is he the one who wants to buy the moon? Because I saw someone wants to sell the moon.
Zuckerberg.
I literally saw privatise the moon as trying to go Twitter. Like, yeah, sure, fuck it, do it.
Zuckerberg has changed the word employees.
Oh, MetaMates.
They're now Metamates.
Oh.
And apparently it was announced with a fucking PowerPoint presentation where the word team became the word meta. It was like teammates, Metamates.
Did you
Because
actually?
it's
Did
a
you see the
ship
best
now.
bit of this though?
What was the best
They
bit of this?
specifically took respect your colleagues out. One of them was like, be open and respect your colleagues. Then they changed it. It was just now just be open. They actually took respect your colleagues out of their corporate things. It's
My favourite thing as well
What?
is all their corporate stuff. It always is like, it's the meta ship, and we're all responsible for the meta ship, and we all share in the success of the meta ship. And I'm like, do they think everyone's a fucking idiot?
Yes.
Because I think they do.
Yes. These are people who get one really good idea that does them really well, and then they go, oh, if I've had one good idea, all my ideas must be good. And then
Zuckerberg's a weird one, isn't he? Like
in
every
many
other
ways,
company-
yes.
Well, no, because every other big tech company has had its CEO replaced since its big thing, but not Facebook.
No, he
They've
clings
still
on.
got Zuck, and it's like he's just there, awkwardly and badly, just going meets, and I'm like, what? Stop!
I think it's because when they eventually need to put him down publicly, it's good to, when they have to kill their CEO, because Facebook's got to do that pretty soon because the shit they're doing. When they've eventually got to have somebody hang for the shit they're doing, it's nice to have a figurehead like Zuckerberg that they can fire and be like, no, we're making real change.
Yeah.
I think that's what they're going to do when they have to publicly destroy the inhuman android that is known as Mark Zuckerberg.
That's all they'll do, though. They were like, oh, we're making change, and Zuckerberg's gone. They do everything else the same, because that's what every big company does
Oh, yeah.
all the time.
I mean, not every time. I mean, it's been interesting to see sort of how the Activision Blizzard thing plays out with Microsoft at the helm now.
Oh, yeah, that's different, though, I think, because it's being put under a different set of management rather than the same people just choosing
as opposed to Ubisoft, where the people, the what is it? You better for Ubisoft keeps tweeting, nope, they still haven't bothered changing anything. Nothing's changed. It's been
Is
a year,
Raven-
and they're not doing anything.
Didn't Raven Software, who are owned by Activision, didn't they, like, go on strike and then nobody from Activision contacted them? They just haven't done work for months. Is that still going on? That was a thing.
I wasn't surprised. I mean, maybe not. Maybe now, because it seems that Xbox are gonna, bring the studios back and all that shit. But like,
Yeah, they bought them. This fucking Sony
Raven
bought
Software,
Bungie. It's been a month, isn't it?
Okay, actually, no. I think they might come back because they tweeted on February. They've been tweeting. They've been tweeting like we're looking into patch notes and we're patching this because they're doing. So there must be someone working there.
Yeah, maybe they came back after Microsoft bought them out and was like, yeah, we'll actually listen to you. Because fucking Bobby Kotick, scum of the earth, won't.
Oh my god, they got a Trello board. they've got a Trello board for COD patch notes.
Only Matt would get excited by a Trello board. Oh my god!
You alright? Look, what's...
That's your reaction to seeing a Trello board.
Well,
Was,
I like
oh
Trello
my
boards.
god.
I think they're neat because you get to see a load of things that they wouldn't normally like share. It's like a load of technical shit, which I find fascinating.
I just had to look at what a Trello board was.
Of course,
And
Grandad's
I wasn't
woken up for this
expecting
bit.
much, and even then I'm kind of underwhelmed.
Oh
well,
my-
look,
It just seems to
I
be-
use Trello.
Correct me if I'm wrong,
Sorry.
is it just a bunch of slightly coloured post-it notes online?
Yeah.
Okay.
Matt's obsessed
it's
with these
post-it
fucking
notes.
No,
okay.
I'm not obsessed with the.
Matt
I
is
wasn't using a Trello
obsessed
board.
with all this
No.
fucking efficiency
No.
software
It's
garbage.
just
No.
basically hipster Jira.
What the
No,
fuck
sorry,
are you talking
look.
about?
Look, right? I wasn't using fucking Trello, and then Rebecca the other month was like, let's use Trello again. If anything, Rebecca's the Trello person. Rebecca's all into fucking Trello.
Yeah, but Rebecca writes lists. Rebecca's an organised person.
Yeah, and I am not.
Ow! Fuck. I'm doing a
The
thing.
fuck are you doing?
I'm opening an action figure.
Oh, another one.
Yeah. There we go.
You're right. Yeah, you're just making
Yeah.
loads of noise for all the people listening.
Sorry, I thought I'd sneak this in at this point. It felt like the right moment.
Oh, I'll just I'll just get some crisps out. Oh,
Hang on, wait. Let me just get him out. There you go. There he is.
I'm gonna be
Hang on.
honest, I feel like this is a weird thing to like make public. Because I'm just looking right now at this the Black Ops Cold War Trello board. Like, you know,
Yeah.
the top issue is just this says all platforms crashing and stability. It's like, I wouldn't go out there just reminding anyone who stumbles across this board, hey, by the way, our game crashes and its stability's shit. So I just feel like that's putting out a bad message.
If we're gonna be talking about a game crashing and stability shit, we have to talk about Cyberpunk. They just had a big update, didn't they?
They did. I was playing it this morning.
How is it?
Oh, my action figure. Lovely. It's Cody Rhodes. Not kidding. I've just unboxed my Cody Rhodes action figure. I thought I might as well do it today. Sorry, John doesn't have a fucking clue what's going on, but me and Matt...
It sounds like a wrestling thing.
It's
got
a
like
wrestling
the cadence
thing.
of a wrestler.
It's a wrestling thing.
Yes.
A wrestling thing has happened, and the wrestling world is kind of going, are you alright, Cody? It's weird. But I've had a Cody figure boxed up for a little while, so I thought I'd unbox him here. Live. Look at that. It's a very nice figure. He's got a real, like, Joker-esque grin on his face, which seems appropriate given the day's events. Oh, dear. Anyway, yeah, Cyberpunk.
Never played the original side. It just seems too broken.
The original Cyberpunk.
And also,
it's still the original.
also did kind of almost kill some people with epilepsy. And
Yeah, hilarious,
Those
wasn't
two
it?
things together kind of just put me off a bit.
It's a car crash, and it's oh my god, he's got Velcro clothes on. Oh, are they the Velcros?
When I
Velcro.
first played
Yeah.
Cyberpunk,
Breakaway clothing.
the tutorial broke itself so bad that it locked me out of the rest of the game, and then I just gave up.
People
That's,
on Twitter
yeah.
seem really excited that, like, a year and a half on, the game is starting to approach some level of stability, but still does not have the features that were promised for
I
launch.
think-
Which
I must
strikes me as
admit,
very generous of them.
Stability-wise, I think the game is there. Like, I think it was there in the last patch. I don't
Oh, so
really... It doesn't really
are we
crash
saying
or
it's-
anything.
Does it feel like it's now in beta instead of pre-alpha?
It feels like it's in alpha. It's definitely not in beta. It's like all the
that's
content's
a low
in there.
bar.
Well, it's like, so I played it all today, and the new apartments are fucking gorgeous. Artistically, the game does not miss a beat. Like, it's a stunning, stunning game. That is the most beautiful open world. It is still the most beautiful open world.
Genuinely, strongly disagree with that sentiment.
What the fuck are you talking
And
about?
I want to tell you why, because I remember driving around, right, and it just... that I went into, like, an alleyway, and all the walls and the floor were just this really clean thing, and there was no texture or dirt to anything. And
Oh my
everything
god, what are you fucking playing it on?
This was the fucking... But this is the thing. A lot of places, it's really detailed, and a lot of the places, there's nothing.
Yeah.
There's nothing. It looks like it's unfinished.
It's got
and, you know,
gaps in it. I'm not going to fucking lie, but the actual...
You're going up a ramp on a road, and the ramp is made of these flat fucking sections, and you can see all the, like GA San Andreas was, and all the turns of this, and all the cars are stopping in the middle of the fucking road and spinning over each other. I'm like, oh.
Okay, I'm just going to say this. The first thing I did when I booted up the game today, was because I finished it where I finished my video, so I was still up on the monorail, but they'd taken away all your skills, so I just kept falling off and dying, which was fun. And then I managed to put all my skills back in, which took a good long while because the game, I have all of them because the game glitched out and gave me way too many levels at one point for some reason. But then I immediately saw somebody floating in the sky. Just over in the distance. Just a man in the sky.
Beautiful
just having a hover.
cyberpunk future where we can all fly. Beautiful.
Yeah. And you're just like, yeah, okay. And then after driving for a little while, I found a road you can't drive down.
What, Invisible Wall? Real classic?
It's like there's an invisible rectangle just on the road. So I tried to drive in the road and I couldn't.
Like an invisible speed bump, but
Like-
a really aggressive one.
Like an invisible block just sitting in the middle of this one road.
But
Apparently
if you got
there's-
out, could you walk down the road?
Yes, if you got out, you could walk down the road. So apparently there is a mission on that road where it gets like a police blockade there. But I was not playing that mission, and there was nothing there. But I could walk down the road, and other cars could drive down that road. But if they did drive down that road, after a little while the car vanished, and it was two people hovering in the air, and then they vanished as well.
So you were saying something a second ago about how this game was beautiful and stunning.
This is the problem.
No. See,
This
that's
is
the thing. It's what they should do is they should copy paste the city, just take just the city out, and then rebuild everything else.
So you're kind of
Everything
like
else.
suggesting like one of those Assassin's Creed Discovery tours, where there's no actual
yeah.
game, it's just a nice city.
Honestly, if they were like, okay, we're making it into a taxi game and you've got to eat and drink and it's all immersive and it's all survivally based, it would be one of the best fucking games ever made.
Have
If
you
they
ever played
stripped out all-
Cloudpunk?
I'm aware of Cloudpunk, but it's that
You
sort
would
of...
like Cloudpunk if
I
that's
do
what you
like
want.
Cloudpunk, yes. But no, it's...
Got a big DLC recently.
It's got... Did it? Oh, shit. But it's got that... It's just... The immersion on it is so fucking amazing. Especially now you've got new apartments and shit to go into.
No, but this is the thing, right? You talk about the immersion, and I would agree with you potentially, but the fact, when I tried it, and I was trying to just get immersed in this world, but every problem just happens so frequently,
Oh,
it
God,
just
yeah.
pulls me out every time. So I can never even get into it enough. Like, I'm walking along the road, someone falls out. I'm walking along the road, why is this alley weirdly clean? I'm walking along, they phase into the cars, and it just...
Totally agree with you. But that's the problem with it. Like, the city itself, like, the artistry, the design, everything is all amazing. And any bit of it that is a video game is a failure.
I feel this way
Snooker
about
World.
Fallout 76 in a way. It's a really good map
Yeah.
that can be quite beautiful. You just kind of wish there was a better core game on it.
Yeah, that's fair.
76 is actually possibly one of the best maps Bethesda have ever created. It's a really nice map. The biomes are super distinct. They're really interesting. You can see how you could set a really good, interesting game there.
I keep fucking saying that if Bethesda took 76, they took, you know how they've been making the world change over the years?
Yeah.
Right? They took the game, made it single player, made the world change with the character, and then just redid some of the missions to make make more sense as a single player thing. That would be great. I'm sure it'd be a great game. Just do that. Bish bash fucking bosh. Easy peasy.
Yeah.
I'm not sure it's that easy peasy to create a giant single player RPG.
I mean,
to
well,
be
they made
honest.
the multiplayer for the single player bish bosh easy peasy. That was the problem with it, wasn't it?
Well, let's
It
take
was
that
slightly
bit out,
rushed
you
by
know?
their B team in Austin, was it? Yeah, the A team wasn't working on that. It was the B team.
Darius just sent me a picture of the Cody Rhodes action figure, and it really looks like he's just about to come.
It's got such a shit eating grin. It's so perfect for the news today. I love it. Oh, I'll tell you what, I've got the coolest fucking Dragon Ball Z figure. Oh my god,
There it
it's
goes.
fucking... I ordered it, like, it's like a really limited edition, like, Chinese thing, and I was like, I'm going to take a punt and order this. And it's turned up, and it is legitimately the nicest fucking thing. It's the nicest action figure I own, it really is, and I own a lot of action.
I
got
don't
a
own
piece,
that
Lily.
many, but occasionally I get sent them by video game publishers, and I never know what to do with them.
Well, action figures? Glass case, mate.
Well, okay. What's the correct term for one of those little, like, you know, diorama statuette things you get with collector's editions? It's not really an action
Statuette.
figure.
Yeah, statue
Yeah, but it's like it's got a little like bit of scenery around it too, so it's not just the
Statuette.
statue.
Yeah, I just call them
Maybe-
statuettes.
Statuette, fine. I got sent one of them for Dying Light 2. I was like, thanks.
Oh shit, if you don't want it, I'll have it.
You-
Wait, why did we get sent one of them? Matt!
No, here's-
Well, I
there's a
did
weird
go
thing with
to
Dying
one.
Light
I
2.
did risk dying of the apocalypse to go to a preview event. For
Yeah,
that.
this is true. But
That
like,
is true,
So
yeah.
they owe me. So they owe me for that one.
But
Jack
John,
Land,
are you
like-
actually playing the game and talking about it and saying it's really good like I am?
No. I played it once, said, yeah, this is alright. Played it, said,
Dying
yeah,
Light
this is
2
fine. Then I did a
kept
stream and
sending
said,
us shit.
then I said this is a stream and said I don't really care about the campaign, but it's a good pissing about game. So it's a solid Ubisoft open world pissing about game where you just wander around pissing about, and it's really good
yeah.
at that.
Yeah, it's very good at that. I'm having a
I
great
don't, I
time.
don't give a shit about what's going on in the campaign. I'm just completely ignoring whatever's going on in the story.
I
Just
will
like,
also
yep,
say,
wander around.
I
It's
will
great.
say, it on the topic earlier of really long prologues, to get into the actual like main area took me about 16 hours.
What do you count the main area as?
Well, there's two areas. There's an area where you're very limited and they haven't really introduced everything yet, and then you get like the big
the proper city with the
yeah.
floaty glider thing.
Yeah,
I don't like the
have to
floaty
play
glider thing, so I'm fine in the first area.
Don't you have to play for like 2 hours before you can play co-op as well?
Yeah, that always fucks me off. I hate when they do that.
In Dying Light 1, I remember being really angry because you do the whole game in co-op, and then you get to the very final mission, it's like, now you have to do it single player. I'm like, what the fuck was that?
Yeah, that's fucking weird, that was.
Like, yeah, you go through this 50-hour campaign almost with another person, and then only the last mission.
Yeah, which I did. I played that game co-op. Me and Rebecca are playing Dying Light 2. We're having a good time.
It's weird. Why make a co-op game that's so heavily co-op and then just be like, nah, for like a bit of it?
Yeah.
Like, I get, on a technical sense, it might be difficult to make it work, but like, you built your game around it.
Yeah. It's weird that it's weird to, yeah, especially the last mission. It's so fucking strange. It's literally like, you're like, chase the guy, wait, you're gonna have to split up. You two don't need to to do this together. And I'm like, but we've done everything together. We'd actually like built our like characters up to complement each other's skills and weaknesses and stuff. It's like, no.
Yeah, now do a QTE for fucking 5 minutes. It's like, what the
I just kind of like the where we are right now is, in the games there's like, oh yeah, here's Cyberpunk, it's, now on the next generation consoles, it's beautiful. Here's Dying Light 2, the city's gorgeous. Here's God of War on PC, it runs so much better. I'm like, Then Nintendo's just
Pokemon.
like, here's a horrible, brown, low resolution, you can only see 20 feet in front of you game where we've just released some Pokemon sprites, look like they're from the GameCube, into this brown, horrible, lumpy world. It's like, yes, hook it up to my fucking veins. Give me more.
Honestly,
give me more DLC. Keep releasing these forever.
This is something I really respect about Nintendo, in that they've just kind of went, fuck it, we're going to make really good quality, like, gameplay experiences, even if they look a bit shit, because that's the point.
And I think this is the biggest ratio they've ever had between look shit versus good gameplay. They've done this in the past. I think this is the biggest divide they've ever had.
I honestly can't think of a game that came out that ugly since, like, the 90s.
I mean, you can say there are games that, like, look very basic by design, which lots of games do, because they're deliberately designed to look retro, which I think you can't, therefore...
There's the ugly.
Mm-hmm. It's art style. Like, a game with that art style, nothing. A game trying to do that... Like, the grass is, like, realistic, but the trees are, like, those weird fucking...
It's a series of flat textures, just like arranged like a Connects thing.
Yeah, why does everything have a
Connects?
Everything's got like a fucking purple light on it. Why?
Yeah, the lighting's just fucked. The rocks just have a weird purple light. And I thought it was like a weird Pokemon secret thing. And then the chat, because I was live streaming, was like, no, that's just how it is.
Yeah, I thought it was because you collect those purple lights, and I thought that was just indicating that there's one in the area. No, it's just fucked, isn't it?
Yeah,
and also
the riding Pokemon, you can just completely fucking break the game. You can glitch anywhere you want if you're riding a Pokemon. It's lovely.
The plot is genuinely shite. Like,
the writing is better than previous Pokemon games, but I can take it or leave it.
It just carries on, and it's like, go up to it's like a big mountain. It's like, oh, what are we going to do? I'm like, maybe fuck up to that big mountain where the thing is. Oh, we can't go there. We have to do all this fucking on first, and then you go up to the big mountain, and then you go, oh, this is the place, and then you do one thing, and then you find another legendary there, and then you fuck off and have to collect wood for a bit, then you come back, and then there's another fucking legendary Pokemon there.
This is why I've not bought it.
Here's the fun, and this is why I like this game, is the third time you go up there, I get my ass handed to me. I can't beat it. I've had to walk away from it and go level my Pokemon up a bit, even though I'm sort of matched levels with it, because the boss up there's fucking hard. And that's good.
Yep.
That's fun.
Pokemon games haven't been hard for quite a few generations.
Yeah, since Red.
No, I'd say Platinum was pretty tough. Platinum did whack up the difficulty from Diamond and Pearl a lot.
I must admit, I played Red, I played Silver, I didn't play much else. And then I kind of dipped back in and out again, and I'm like, oh yeah, but then I kind of give up and I never finish it. I'm going to finish this one, because it's fun gameplay.
Yeah. I finished Sword and Shield. Sword and Shield were fun. They weren't difficult, but they were fun.
I finished Sword and Shield as well, and I enjoyed the open worldy bits. I was like, finally, actually... Because I played Let's Go Pikachu.
Yeah.
And I thought Let's Go Pikachu was a really good fucking game. because you actually see the Pokemon when you're in the world.
Yep.
And so that's really fun. And then it just feels like they're finally like, oh, you actually want to play the game. Like, Pokemon Arceus is, I said, it's kind of how I imagined what my character was doing in Pokemon Red. Because on a Game Boy, you have to throw in a little bit of imagination, kind of like, oh, I'm doing these things and I'm doing this. You know,
you work under the assumption that what's really happening isn't that Pallet Town is located 45 seconds from Viridian City at a light pace. Yeah, you kind of have to assume you're seeing a somehow magic scaled down version of the worlds.
Yes, which is fine. You know, the game takes 512 kilobytes. Like, fucking fine, mate. 512 kilobytes in Japan, a megabyte in this country. Because of the English translation. There's a fact. But it's a megabyte. All of that shit, all 150 Pokemon, however many moves, all the fucking places, the music, the sound effects, the the abilities, the gym leaders, the story, the puzzles, the everything. All of that is 1 megabyte.
I've always held that, relative to the technology on which they are running, the first 2 generations of Pokemon are possibly the most impressive achievements in all of gaming history.
Yes.
They ran the original fucking Game Boy. All that you got in those games is a miracle.
Yes. It genuinely is. And it I think, really raised the bar. And that's why Pokemon's so popular, because they really fucking nailed the first one.
Yeah.
But I think since then, we've rehashed the first one. Forever. Yes. And always. And Arceus is the first one that goes, hey, let's make Pokemon 2. For the GameCube, based on the graphics. But they're trying, bless them. And it feels like, you're like, yeah, I'm into this.
I'd just like to make a brief note. I've been scrolling through my games library by date, going down, trying to find a game that looks worse. And I'm now at like the era of, I'm at Sonic CD, Super Mario 64 era, and I'm still scrolling.
I mean, I think if you get into that sort of blocky PlayStation 1 wobbly texture Tomb Raider,
that's at least charming.
Well, it's not. It's technical limitations that we've registered as nostalgic that makes it charming. Yeah. I don't think this game's ever going to look charming. Like, in the same way I don't think a German simulator is ever going to look charming.
No.
I'm surprised they didn't go more in on, say, cell shading to go for a deliberately simple art style that would have matched the anime and would have been easier to pass off as, it's stylistic, it's not shit, it's style.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they didn't go for an anime style look.
It's weird that the Pokemon are also plastic, but the world's got the slight realistic thing to it.
I don't really trust. See, here's the thing. I wasn't into Pokemon when I was younger. I didn't play any of the games. The first Pokemon game.
Yes, that's because you weren't born when the first one came out.
That's true.
Oh my. What? Yeah, but I still never played it when I was even a kid. Like, there's every different version of Pokemon. I never got into it.
Wait, what was the first Pokemon to come out after you were born?
Pokemon release.
Oh god, this is going to upset us, isn't it, John?
This is really upsetting.
Yeah, sorry, you say that like I'm 12.
My co-writer was born between Toy Story 2 and 3. Like,
I mean, I was born before the first Pokemon game, so
just
that red and green. No, several years, in fact.
All right, you weren't okay. You just weren't.
Okay, fine. We'll set up little copies of red and blue on your mobile above your crib. Whatever.
Okay, here's the point, right? Crib. I was a toddler. The point is, the first one I properly tried was when I got a Switch. And I tried Sword and Shield. Or no, it's Let's Go Pikachu or Sword and Shield.
Yeah.
One of those.
Did it have 3D?
Did you have a Pikachu or an Eevee? Because that'd be a good sign it's Pikachu or Eevee.
No, I can't remember. I tried both of those separately. I think it was whatever, Shield and Eevee or whatever the fuck. And I absolutely can't get into them. To save my fucking life. There is something so antiquated about the way they feel. And how they are never changing. And I was curious about Arceus because it felt like the first one to do it. But Game Freak is still just like... It feels like they're just kind of milking it rather than trying to make a really good game.
Well, I feel like... Yeah, Arceus has a bit of that. But it's also finally doing some of the things that we've wanted it to do for fucking ages.
It's just I've already spent £100 on 2 Pokemon games that I didn't like. And I want to be played a third time. Like, I don't like Pokemon. I like the concept. I like Pokemon Go. It's just like, here's a Pokemon. I'm like, oh, that's cool. Neat.
This does raise a very interesting question as to if you're attempting to evaluate a game, like if you are a reviewer, which fortunately none of us are, we don't have to bother putting numbers on shit, but reviewing something like Pokemon's really difficult. Because if you are steeped in the history of Pokemon, then it's going to be a ludicrously different experience to if you have somehow been living under a rock for 2 decades and have no idea what Pokemon is.
Well,
Vastly different experience. So how do you evaluate a game like that? Kind of in the same way that, say, Marvel movies, when they go super, referential, how do you review that?
Yes. How do you evaluate a game if you've only seen Infinity War and nothing else? Like, But
you review it from the perspective of somebody who's only seen that thing. You don't do it as an objectively, this is shit. You go...
Well, no, but it's still hard. Like, because my thing is I didn't get into gaming till quite even late in my teens. Right? I just didn't play... I know, it's weird. So, I don't have nostalgia for the PS1 era or the PS2 era even. Like, I got an Xbox, an original Xbox, at the end of its life. Like, that was when I got into gaming. And... So I don't have the nostalgia for Pokemon. I don't have the nostalgia for PS1 graphics, but I still find them charming in a weird way. And it's just, especially since I've got a Nintendo console, I never had a DS and I never had a Game Boy or anything. And having the Switch that's letting me experience a lot of these older classics or, kind of reimaginings of the classic now when loads of people are really nostalgic for them. And I go into it and... Coming from a fresh perspective, I think they're kind of shit. And they're just a bit shit, is the thing. And they're almost carried entirely by the charm that they had, but I don't care. So I just
How dare you not find a set of keys adorable, you fucking heretic. Burn him. Burn him.
Oh, no, saying this, I do have a Spunk.
Oh, Spoink.
Oh, Spoink.
I do have a Spoink.
Yes,
I do have several Spoink figurines. Point is, I find that
just never evolve him because Grumpig's a fucking ugly piece
Grumpig
of shit.
Is shit.
But that's why I'm doing Arceus. So actually that is a really good point. Because in Arceus, I'm just building a team of Pokemon I like. When I get a legend, I'm like, oh, nice, in the box. I don't. I like that you literally put the Pokemon you don't want out to pasture, which is literally that's so fucking dumb. But I've got a team of. That's why I'm struggling with it. Is because I'm trying to do it with a fucking like a level 30 Psyduck. I've got an Alpha Gyarados, which is like the fucking
your big
tits. I got my Big Doof, who is my main boy, but he levels up so slowly because I'm refusing to evolve him. Because in this one, they actually went, oh, maybe you just choose when they evolve. Once they've hit the level, you can just choose to evolve them or not.
And which is just like any form of like choice outside of, well, they can't do it automatically because you might be in the middle of like something quite intense at the point where they hit the level.
Yeah. And
you
now
might be being, attacked by a fucking Cleavor or something.
Yeah, and then suddenly dun 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 dun
Yep.
dun 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 dun. It doesn't sound like that anymore, does it?
Can we do it a bit faster, you stupid fucking otter? I'm being attacked. The fucking thing that's got knives for hands is coming for me, you stupid twat.
Oh, he's dead. Yeah, but also like, oh shit, not forgetting moves. Your Pokemon remembers all the moves. It's just you can only have 4 in battle.
Yep, swap them in any time. Brilliant. Do it.
Such a fucking beautiful quality of life change.
I mean, I'm assuming the only reason it was originally you had to forget moves was because of memory limitations.
Oh god, absolutely, yeah.
I'm guessing it was just a technical limitation.
Absolutely.
There was no particular reason. Like, I understand why you can't just swap moves out during a battle. Like, okay, yeah, fair. But, like, I see absolutely no reason in terms of balance going right back to the original games why you couldn't just swap out, like, say, at a Pokemon Center or at a PC or whatever.
It's also...
I guess you could argue maybe because of, like, power points. Like, if a move ran out of PP and you could trace it out, and therefore that wouldn't be I guess, maybe, but it's pretty small potatoes, really.
I always thought PP was Pokemon points.
Or
Pokemon power
points, isn't it?
I thought it was Pokemon power. It probably makes sense to be PowerPoint more than anything else. Well, that's a thing, isn't it?
What does PP stand for?
What
PP.
The Paradox Paradox. Available now on Unbound.
PowerPoint. It is short for PowerPoint.
Yeah. Oh, okay, there you go.
It's also apparently PP in Japanese, so apparently it works in Japanese too.
Ah.
I will make a point, by the way. All these things you talk about is part of the problem I have with Pokemon. Is because stuff that I would consider a basic kind of thing that would be in a video game that Pokemon games are only now just doing when
Oh, yeah.
a lot of other... And I think part of the thing that's difficult is if you've been playing a lot of Pokemon games, you go, oh, wow, this is actually new for the series. But for me, who hasn't? It just seems like it's backwards. And shit.
No, it
Well,
really...
you say that, but there are shooters coming out right now. There's like, well, you could have one sidearm and one rifle, but no more. Otherwise,
Fucking
they'll just be
Halo.
angry at you.
Fucking Halo for starting that Xbox
Halo
piece of
shit
shit.
too. This is the thing. Because what I've been doing that stream series, at least I was until I got ill, like a year ago, where I was going through old games. I was going through all of them. And it was interesting playing a lot of these. Like, I played the first Halo and I played a bunch of these sort of first games. And I'm going, at the time, I'm sure this was good. But now it just seems dull and shit. It was like interesting at the time.
Hi, original Deus Ex. If you try to play the original Deus Ex, it is difficult.
I did. The original Deus Ex, I was like, what the fuck is this? Halo, I'm going, the controls feel good on a controller, which I guess was good on a console, but like, it doesn't seem very interesting. A lot of them have that. Like, a lot of them are impactful, but not timeless, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, only some games I would still happily play. Like, Red Faction. Red Faction's still great.
The original
Depends which one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guerrilla,
Fantastic.
yes.
I like Red Faction too. I played a lot of the multiplayer in Red Faction too.
But see, they're still good. And there's a lot of games that are still good, whereas I think Pokemon games have basically just been the same thing for like 20 years.
Well, they totally have. That's the thing. They totally have, and it bored me enough to stop really playing them, and I gave up like the advanced ones and sort of the DS ones. I didn't play a huge amount
Yep,
of.
I dropped out Generation 5, didn't get back into late.
Yeah, and then you sort of come back, like, maybe they're doing some good ideas. Like what was the one that was on an island? Like island.
That was 7. That was X and Y, I think.
Sun and Moon. Yeah,
Sun and Moon was the ones that were like Hawaii.
I played about 20 minutes of it, and I was like, oh, fuck this. I'm so bored with this fucking game series. And there's just, so I missed a huge chunk out, but because it's just repetitive. But this is, for me, the first one that's like, here's the potential of that thing you love.
Yeah.
Here, I mean, it doesn't have all of it, because if you put your Pokemon down, they don't fucking follow you for some reason.
What?
If you throw a Pokemon out, it won't just follow you.
Great.
But a random Pokemon in the world will follow you. So there is...
But that's just trying to fucking murder you.
Yeah, but it will still follow you. Like, so there's the AI for just follow the player is there.
Yeah.
But then again, how many spelling mistakes have you seen? Have you had this problem with loads of spelling mistakes?
In all fairness, I kind of skimmed the story a bit.
No, not even in the story. So, like, if you go up to a wall with a Sneasel, sometimes it spells it wrong. Your Pokemon to summon it calls it like a Beneasel.
Well, maybe that's the local region variant of a Sneasel.
But it's stuff like that, and then there's it's you've got your Beneasel, and then like sometimes the text boxes above people's heads just don't have shit in them. They've just got like random letters like thrown at it like fucking alphabetic spaghetti. Like the game is a fucking spaghetti code. That's what I'm saying. Like if they do this again, they're gonna be starting from the beginning. I feel. I think that's why it looks so hideous, because it is just spaghetti code to try and make it work.
I've been wanting a good Pokemon game for years that I will like, because I like the concept. Like, I like Pokemon Go, because it was just like, hey, aren't Pokemon neat? And I'm like, yeah, the fucking pig with a fucking spring for leg. Fuck it. Yeah, what? Fine. Oh, it's keys with a fair. Great, whatever. Stupid, I like it. But I'm waiting for a game that's actually a good game, that is, at its core, a good game to get me into it, that isn't relying entirely on that. And
then
I feel like Arceus is close, but not there.
Play Gold. That's
Okay,
the
well,
one I always
problem.
recommend to people, is I go play
There's
Gold.
another problem.
We'll go back to
There's another
Heart
problem.
Gold. The
In that
remaster will be
inherently-
better.
No,
at this
not
these
the
days.
remaster. I don't like the remaster. Play the original.
No, don't.
Here's the-
No,
I struggle
dude,
with
Very
turn-based.
slow.
It is very slow, but it's, I think because you're playing it and it's in like literally the first game in colour in the series, because that's the
Matt
thing
Dan
we
is
didn't
wrong.
have.
He's wearing rose-tinted spectacles and he's objectively wrong.
No, well, the thing is, though, I think every Pokemon game's shit. So it's like that's where I'm.
So
at.
me and Dan
I've
are just
tried my
presenting
best.
our turds to you, trying to, argue the merits of each turd.
Well, yeah, the fact is, on a fundamental level, I don't like the gameplay, and like even if it's refined,
Do you
I kinda
just
don't...
not enjoy turn-based combat RPGs?
Well, I don't enjoy.
Loathe turn-based combat RPGs. I say this so many times. I really don't like it, but Arceus doesn't feel turn-based.
That's why I'm interested.
That's
Because
just a
it's
stealth
legitimately.
game.
It's
It's a
what?
stealth game inherently.
It's a stealth game, but also the combat is so fast. Like, you throw a Pokemon out and it's either dead or has killed something in a move, normally.
Yes,
Like,
the way attack and defense is calculated, there's something funky's going on with it. Yes.
no, it's wonderful. Because it's got to be. It doesn't feel like you play like some of the later battles and it's a slog and you're just getting the Pokemon just. This just feels like it's like throw a Pokemon.
Which
out,
Pokemon was that an
fucking
impression of?
All of them. I don't fucking know.
Like, but years ago, I've tried to get into like.
It's Dodrio!
I've tried to get into a lot of these sort of. I don't know. I spent a while, especially years ago, trying to get into old turn-based RPGs like Final Fantasy. Yeah.
I'll tell you what. Best Pokemon game is Pokemon Snap, the new one.
Actually,
Yeah,
you know what? That's
fun
the most one I'm curious about. The
fun
problem I
time.
have with those games, though, is it's the same problem with a lot of Nintendo games. No matter how nothing the game is, they're still selling it for £50.
Well, there's a sale on at the moment, isn't they? They've cut loads of games down.
Well, that's it.
Only
I buy
a tiny
it cheaper.
bit.
But
Nintendo
I
don't
think-
really do sales.
But I think that's the thing, isn't
but-
it? It's like
that's all
it's
right.
like you
I'm not going to get mad. I know some
No,
people
but
are like, why don't games get cheaper? I'm like, because they think that they are still good after
But
all
it's
that
not.
time.
But what I mean is, I think part of the problem with Nintendo is they'll sell fucking like Paper Mario for the same price as Mario Odyssey, and inherently like Mario
As they
Odyssey
should
is a
do, because Thousand Year Door was better than Mario Odyssey.
Whoa,
So fuck
fighting
you.
words. Sorry.
So, look, some
Sorry,
of the Paper Marios are exceptional.
I want to just say something. We are almost an hour into this podcast, and we've actually been on topic the entire time talking about
I
games.
know,
Talking
right?
video
Honestly.
games.
I'm not liking it.
And we also just briefly, we all got here on time within seconds of each other.
We did, we all
Yeah.
just arrived at the same time.
Precisely on time as well. not a
Welcome to
minute late.
Bananas World.
Oh, it's a devil. It's
You're
weird. We have
listening
get
to
into some-
Evil Alternate Universe podcasts.
I do have a goatee and no hair, so maybe I am the evil version of me now.
He's not even joking. He generally.
I showed it off on stream and it made some people jump.
Yeah, first time I saw it was the fucking video you sent me.
Oh yeah, it's good times. I forgot I told you.
Yeah.
I forgot to tell you that I'd cut my hair off. I was getting bored of it.
Daniel forgets to tell me most things, but assumes he's already told me them.
Yeah, I do that to everybody though.
I know. It's
I
fascinating.
assume everybody knows
We
everything.
can try and like ease ourselves out of games by like doing something that's half games, like the fact apparently fucking Bioshock's getting a film or something.
Oh, good. Another one for them to fuck up and cast fucking Danny DeVito as Big Daddy. Just have a tiny-
Actually, that'd be funny. That'd be quite funny. I'll be honest.
That would be quite funny, but you know what that wouldn't be? It wouldn't be fucking Bioshock in the same way that
it
fucking
wouldn't.
Peter's face Tom Holland isn't fucking Nathan Drake.
It's such a weird one to adapt because, like, I think part of the reason Bioshock, the first one at least, you can argue over the narrative merits of Infinity for the rest of time, but like the
Or
first
Infinity.
one, I think Infinite. Sorry, the reason the first one works is because it's a video game.
Yeah.
Do the thing you're being told to do without realizing you're being told to do it, and part of the gameplay mechanics and quest market is part of the narrative, and that's very clever. But that doesn't work if it's not a game anymore.
You couldn't turn fucking what was it? The Desert Murder Simulator.
The Desert
Spec
Murder
Ops-
Simulator.
Spec Ops
Desert
The
Bus
Line.
VR.
yeah.
Spec Ops: The Line only works because it's a video. There's so many video games
there
that
are
are good
some
only
games.
work
Some of the
because they're
best game
games.
stories work because they are video games, and you are personally complicit in the story. Now, you may have been railroaded, but you still had an element of personal responsibility, and that's why they work. And Spec Ops and Bioshock are like that, and you'd lose the whole point if you take that away.
Well, they're doing a fucking Fallout show as well, aren't they?
Yeah, some form of TV show. So that one's Fallout's never depended
Oh,
for
they're
its
gonna fuck it up,
storytelling.
No,
They're
but they're
gonna
gonna fuck
fuck it up because they already said that he wants to like change. The guy who's running it is like, oh, I want to change stuff. I want it to be different from the films. I really want to surprise fans. No, just do what fans want.
No, that's never been what Fallout. Fallout's always taken dumb risks. That's what the franchise does. There's never been the safest Fallout they've ever made is Fallout 2. That's
No.
the safest the franchise has ever been.
No,
Since
the
then,
safest they've
they've
ever
like,
been
fuck
is
it,
Fallout
we-
76 because
That
they just
wasn't-
went, let's
That
take.
wasn't fucking safe.
Yes, it was.
No.
It was like these games.
That
this
was
type
let's
of game's
not
really
bother having
popular.
a plot
Okay,
or
to be clear,
NPCs.
we are talking creatively safe, not marketability
Marketably
safe.
safe, yeah. No, Fallout fucking 76 is like, yeah, this will print money. We don't even have to bother writing all the
Yeah,
bits
but that's
for
it. But creatively, 2 is just like it doesn't do anything interesting new compared to 1. Really, like
Yeah.
it's just the same thing. But 3 big 3D. New Vegas was like, what if we do lots of interesting story bits? 4 was like, let's change everything and make it interesting. interesting out of the building.
Let's
And it's
significantly streamline the gameplay function and make it actually a competent shooter that can stack up to other stuff that's out in 2015.
Yeah, every single one has done something kind of different, and they're all strong in their own rights. Whereas 2 just sort of is
2 is just one but more.
Yeah.
2 is literally one but more.
Which is fine, but like...
Up is not jumpers entered the chat.
Oh, legitimately, I had a chat with him the other day, and it's just a lot. Let's play Fallout. Because I've been playing loads of Fallout 4 lately, and
it's really good.
It's a fantastic game, which I dislike a lot of elements of, as is 3 and as is New Vegas, and I think 1's great, but I don't like the. It's turn-based and isometric. I can't get into it, but as a TV show. Outside of just being like, here's someone and it's probably gonna look cheap, let's be honest.
Like the Halo show, which looks like the most expensive and cheapest TV show ever made simultaneously.
God. Oh, it's like, did you see that Lord of the Rings stuff yesterday or today?
It looked weird.
It's the same thing.
Why does it look so cheap?
I don't know, but it's $1 billion show.
Because it's all
that
CGI.
shot of her climbing the mountain genuinely looks like something that's slightly below the level of the recent Tomb Raider, where she was in the snowy environment.
Yeah, because it's just CGI on CGI.
Was that Rise of the Tomb Raider, the one where she's in the snow a lot?
Probably, I don't know. I only played the first one.
It looked like not as good as Rise of the Tomb Raider. It's like, you spent $1 billion fucking dollars on this. Oh no.
But then you look at something like Mandalorian and Boba Fett, which look fabulous. Absolutely.
And 40% of the show by volume is just some guy walking through a desert slowly while they play while they play some nice music.
But that's because it's Jon Favreau, man. Jon Favreau, he puts the effort in. Jon Favreau's like, I'm going to invent a new way of filming. We're going to have this big circle room with all these screens, and everyone's like, you're an idiot. And then he shot it, and it looks amazing. And they're like, all right. And all the actors on it are like, this is so much easier to act, because I'm actually not in just like a green room fighting a green ball on a stick.
And the VFX team, it's easier. Like, at the end of the day, it looks better and it's easier in every way. And it's like,
practical effects, always. That's the key.
Yeah,
coming next in Star Wars, man walks through the desert slowly. And I'm not even joking, because Kenobi's up next.
Yeah.
The Obi-Wan Kenobi series is going to be 40% just Obi-Wan Kenobi walking slowly through a desert while music plays. Of course it fucking is. Just like Boba Fett, just like Mandalorian.
These new Star Wars TV shows are really enjoying. You know what's fun about the Boba
How have
Fett
they got away
show?
3 series in a row with the series just being 40% man walks across Tatooine slowly?
Is Tatooine like the Spock of
Why
Star Wars?
Why have they done
really
3
is.
series where man walks across Tatooine in a
Genuinely
row?
is.
Fuck off!
Oh, if there's
Fuck
no Tatooine
off.
fans, I'm going to watch it. Oh, did you see Chris Pine and that lot are doing another? I think they've announced it.
They've announced the fourth Star Trek.
Who gives a fuck? But Futurama's coming back. That's a thing that happened this week.
God. You know, right, like, I like new... So, Star Wars annoys me a bit, because Star Wars is supposed to be this, like, big, silly world, right? And
don't say silly. The fans are in the comments now. Actually, according to Wikipedia.
Genuinely, the best thing I like about these fucking new Star Wars shows, especially Boba Fett, where it's just like, there's loads of little robots. They feature every robot. There's just a gonk, fucking got, and it falls over and everyone laughs. Like, it's excellent. It's just stupid. And... anything, but it's all on fucking Tatooine. It's all in the desert. You have an entire universe of shit, and
it is interesting that they introduced in the prequels. Hey, there's this entire planet that's nothing but a city, and it's like the cultural, political, and industrial center of the entire galaxy. And we saw it once, and no one ever bothered checking in on how that was doing afterwards.
In one episode of Boba Fett, in one of them, it's got at the start, for like 5 minutes, it features this Actually, it's a bit like Halo. You know how like a big ring with like a star in the middle, basically, and all the things are on the interior of the ring, like a Dyson sphere, but just a ring.
Yeah.
One of them, and he's on one of them, and he's like, he does a fight in the underbelly of it, under it, on the outside. And there's just this fucking thing, and it falls into space. It's cool as shit. And then he goes to the desert.
Back to the desert, walking slowly through the desert.
Like some artist spent like 20 billion hours.
Walking through the desert. Ba-ba-ba-bow.
Yeah, it's just fucking... But actually, one big thing about the new Boba Fett thing I really enjoyed, they made Jedi Fallen Order canon.
Yeah. But was that Mandalorian? No! The Mandalorian made fucking Jedi Outcast canon.
A lot of things, but
the fucking weird Dark Trooper base. That's fucking Jedi Outcast. You just fucking made Jedi Outcast canon. You fucking mad bastard.
In Boba Fett, they made the BB bot. The BB, what's his name? Not BB bot, B1. What was the little bot's name you had with you in Jedi Fallen Order?
Mine was called Brian.
What's his name?
Fuck, it's not BB-8.
BD,
That's the fucking football bot.
BD1. Or BD5 or whatever. It's got one of those droids like about. It's like, oh, here's a fucking thing from the prequels, and we're gonna hot rod it, and here's a fucking.
I think Jon Favreau just really is just enjoying just shoving in all the video game Star Wars stuff. He's just really into the video game Star Wars.
And the cartoons, apparently, because a character turned up and I went, who the fuck's he in a ghoul? It's like he's been in like 5 different Star Wars cartoons. And it just seems to be his excuse to make everything canon.
How do you not know Blumpy Hacksaw, you fucking fashion? He was in
really
2.5 episodes of Star Wars Rebels.
It really genuinely feels like it's made for fans. And as a not fan of Star Wars, I'm still enjoying it, which makes it quite good.
So I have a question for the fans of Halo. In the Halo trailer, why is there a Ford pickup truck several hundred years in the future? Yeah.
There's a Ford pickup truck.
They're
very reliable vehicles, Dan. Wouldn't surprise me if there was also a Toyota Corolla in the background. Those things never fucking break down.
Where in the trailer?
When he's punching people in what looks like maybe a desert car park.
Oh, wait, I think I found it.
There's cars in a car park. Why are you surprised?
They're also using AK-47s.
And it's a truck.
Reliable gun. They've been using them for decades.
It's just a GM truck. It's not even, they haven't redressed it or anything. They haven't put some, just a GM truck.
Yep, reliable vehicle. Keeps on trucking.
Several hundred years in the future, truck.
Yep.
God, that looks shit.
Well, there's not, many car sales yards in the desert planet, are there? You have to make do with what was on the shuttle. Which was apparently one Ford pickup truck.
I tell you what, right? I had a desert planet bit in Paradox, but I cut it because I was like, this is so boring. Like, monoclimate planets are so fucking good. Also, God, just fun fact, monoclimate planets can't sustain life. They will have no oxygen. No. You'll just suffocate on Tatooine. There cannot possibly be air on it.
Voyager does this all the fucking time. They're like, oh, we found a M-class planet. It's all desert. I'm like, but no.
Can you define M-class planet for me?
What? You just cut out. You just went, class.
Sorry. What is an M-class planet precisely?
Oh, M-class planets support human life.
Yeah, basically has an atmosphere.
With what level of tolerance threshold?
No, it's
in
like
theory,
shit.
It's an ocean world with no land supports human life. You're going to drown pretty fast, but for a good couple of hours, you're supporting that.
No,
life.
They have other ones. There's lots of an L class. Isn't an L class can support life, but not comfortably, but M class is proper.
I want to know the exact tolerance threshold here. To what extent can life be really shitty, but it's still
Star Trek? You'll find it
somewhere.
Somewhere they'll be like, well, we were sold this planet by, the Romulans as an M-class, and, well, I feel like they're taking the piss, to be honest. There are a lot of volcanoes here. So many volcanoes. And yeah, it's good soil, we'll give you, with the volcanic ash, but still, they are erupting, all the time.
The Federation standards a system of planetary classification. A Class M planet or moon was considered to be suitable for humanoid life by the mid-24th century. Thousands of M-class planets have been charted, blah, blah, blah. World's first choice, blah, blah, blah. Come on, where's the actual stats?
I've got one here.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, I got the thing.
I was about to say humanoid life. Well, there's a fucking loophole.
The atmosphere has to contain nitrogen and oxygen. The surface has to be abundant in water, but not all water. There has to be water under the surface. The ecosystem must be able to maintain amino acids and protein readings and have amino acids and protein readings and have plant life already there.
Yep.
So small desert island, palm tree, with a rabbit, you're sorted.
Well, it has to sustain a certain size of colony as well. Gravity's got to be Earth or Earth normal. Has to be between 3 and 10 billion years old. There's a lot of rules.
Okay, that gravity thing's a bit harsh. I'd have thought there'd be a bit of tolerance there for some slight variance.
Well, they give it a different classification. That's why you have multiple classifications.
Well, yeah, but if you're too specific, nothing's going to be class M.
Loads of things are class. How many class M planets? There's 60 billion.
Well, it feels if they're that specific, there shouldn't be that many at all. Lots should have to be just M minus.
Our galaxy's big.
Or L.
Oh, shit.
But everyone, it's we found M-class planet. It's all a forest.
Was there ever an episode of Star Trek where it was just entirely an argument in court over the contract law because someone was sold a class M planet, but it feels it actually should have been an L?
Yep, Enterprise Series 2, Episode 5.
I don't know whether you're taking the piss or not.
No, the thing is, though, there are several episodes. There's one episode that is entirely inheritance law.
That feels fun. Yeah, love it.
It's a Ferengi. Just
I love boring shit. I love boring shit. Give me an episode of boring shit.
But no, it's better than that because it's boring shit being done by competent people.
Yeah.
With a bit of technobabble in there.
In fairness, the episode I'm referring to is that one where fucking Quark goes back to the Klingon homeworld and he's trying to show everyone spreadsheets on these things. All these Klingons are there looking at spreadsheets, looking confused. And then fucking Gowron just fucking looks really angry and drops his pad and goes, "Stop showing me spreadsheets." That's like
I feel like I wouldn't do so well on the Klingon homeworld myself, actually.
No, Quark is fucking great. He's a little Ferengi boy being like, "Oh, look at these expense sheets."
I feel
like I'd be happy being a Ferengi, yeah.
No, you'd be something boring like a Bajoran. No. Not one of the terroristy ones, just one of those ones that rolled over for the Cardassians. That's you, John. That's you in a fucking nutshell, mate.
Yeah, I think it's going to be something more boring.
Matt's going to be like that irritating kid in Deep Space Nine that made everybody sing that song and do the hopscotch that's sort of like an ethereal being alien.
Oh, well, fucking, what was it? It's a... Oh, God, fuck, what's the name of the game?
It. I can't, I'm not going to sing the song because it would just... Shut up, no, I don't in my head! I think that, like, Matt thinks he's Odo, but he's actually Rom.
I'm not Odo. I feel like, I like Rom as a character. Yeah. You know who I actually like as well? I've been watching Voyager. I'm up to season 7 now. I don't like 7 and 9, and actually really like Neelix.
Neelix is great. 7? I'm rewatching Voyager. We started about the same time. I'm only on series 3.
Yeah, I just have it on the background most of the time, just while I'm doing
okay. I watch the episodes because I focus on television.
Well, no, it's you've got ADHD.
Yeah, and I actually have my little stim toys so I can watch it, and I'm just like spinning a thing or flicking a thing, and I'm like, I like Star Trek. I hope they talk about pylons. Oh.
I watch I watch like 3 or 4 episodes a day or something like that. Cooking dinner, I'm eating dinner.
I mean, I watch one.
Doing some work in the background.
I watch Voyager when I'm cooking dinner, and I watch The Simpsons when I need just to chill for 5 seconds.
Yeah, that's fair.
I've hit season 9 of The Simpsons though, so that's slowly running out of good episodes.
Yeah, there you go. Yep. That's why. That's why I've been liking Star Trek.
10's still fine. 11's where you get into trouble.
I mean, I have 1 to 10 on like DVD, and I'm like, I don't need any more.
9 and 10 peter off, and then after 10, it's all.
Yeah, gone. 9 you can see the cracks starting to form.
There's still the odd good episode as late as 12, but after that, you're really pushing.
I think there's the odd good episode like even now. I think there's some episodes in the more modern stuff, because I occasionally dip in and watch like a random new episode, and some of them I found to be genuinely very funny.
Yeah, but then some of them are like Lisa Goes Gaga, where you want to actually kill Lisa Simpson.
I'm going to say this now. Lisa Goes Gaga contains my favourite Simpsons joke for a decade.
Oh, go on.
It's a terrible episode with one of the best jokes. The whole episode is basically Lisa has depression, and Lady Gaga in her train, because Lady Gaga has a train shaped like Lady Gaga, turns up and tries to cure depression and sings songs about stuff, but kind of can't. And then kind of does, and it's a bit messy and mixed, and you're like, well, whatever. But the whole thing is like, Lady Gaga can solve everything. And then Mo runs up right at the end of the episode, is like, Lady Gaga, what about me? And Lady Gaga's like, no, sorry. But it's like, fair enough. Walks off, and then just gets hit by a train. And it's just this wonderful combination. It's just, yeah, I'm very much Team Mo. Mo always has the best episodes.
I feel like a bit of a Mo. I resonate with Mo.
Yeah, you've got Mo energy. This actually feels like a podcast that could take place at Mo's. I must admit, like we're in the back booth. You're pitching in. Me and John are just sitting there from our jobs.
Right.
Wait, am I the Homer Simpson of this group? And John's 100%. Like just like Lenny.
I'm Martin Prince.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, you are. Yeah. Straight in there.
I'm Martin Prince.
I am Martin
naked
Prince.
in his hot tub, naked in his big wooden fucking pool. The summer wind came blowing in.
Yeah. I'm fine with that. Maybe some days I'm a bit of a Millhouse.
Yeah, you're
I'm not the hero of The Simpsons. That's fine. On my good days, maybe I could be Professor Frank.
No. Yeah. I see Matt as who am I then? Because I can't be Homer. I'm not that much of an idiot. I'm an idiot, but I'm not like that much of an idiot. Also, I hate kids.
Yeah, you
comic
do.
book, probably comic book guy.
No.
Worst comparison ever.
I mean, a little bit of a Bart. A little bit of a Bart.
A little bit. I don't think I'm a little bit of a Bart. Oh. I think you know what I am. You know the episode when Ned Flanders has a breakdown.
Yeah.
I think that's me. Sitting in the insane asylum. That's my vibe. Ned Flanders having a breakdown is my energy. Yeah, I'm all for that.
Ned Flanders calmly driving to the insane asylum.
Ooh, kicking and screaming, please.
But here's the thing. The reason Simpsons Season 9 goes bad is because the showrunner switched and they had episodes over that were written from Season 8, and they're the good ones in Season 9, the ones that were written for Season 8 by a different person. And then Season 10.
I mean, so it's weird because like the first couple of seasons are sort of they're finding their feet. It's a wonderful show immediately.
Yeah,
like it was in the fucking those little sketches were wonderful on the Tracy Ullman show, but it finds its feet really quickly. And then you've got like 3 to 5 where it's just comedy, and it's the funniest show, and that's the peak for me. And then it goes into this really solid character work, and it goes kind of back to what the original thing was. And it pulls back from that comedy and goes, we're doing character work, we're doing, episodes like Do It For Her, we're doing all these like wonderful moments for these characters. And then season 9 hits, and it goes, Principal Skinner isn't Principal Skinner. And from that moment, it just unravels. It's like the indicator, because that's the episode I watched this morning. And I'm like, oh wow, you literally feel the show crumble under your feet. And it just kind of... It has so many horrible... I mean, like, the episode before it, Homer kills a guy. And then... Frank Grimes.
Oh God, that's another fucking one where it's really changed. Where Homer's like a lovable idiot and then he just becomes a horrible
I really like Homer's enemy. Sorry, I do.
Matt, I'm changing it. You're Frank Grimes.
I mean, actually, yeah.
Just livid that I'm so successful. You'll eventually kill you.
The thing is, though, Mo, I think I fit better with, because Mo just stays alive through it all.
Oh, Mo survives it. Oh, yeah. Mo's the
that's the thing with Mo.
Show. Yeah. Mo and Mr. Burns, if there's episodes about them, I'll always watch it. And they're normally very good. They're my two favourites.
I love Mo so... I mean, my favourite episode of The Simpsons is that one... It's one where Bart steals a video game.
Yeah, that's a beautiful episode. That's season 8, season 7, season 8. But that's a beautiful... 7, you can tell where it is, because it's a beautiful character work episode, because they end the episode with him getting the picture done for Marge. As an apology, like, she thinks he's nicked something, but she's actually had a photo taken for Christmas, because she ruined the other one.
It's low stake. It's just Bart going to, like, a cheap shop and nicking something, because he thinks he can get away with it. And
the comedy is low, the character work's really high, and it's why we sort of beloved these characters.
Yeah, the comedy work that is there is still really funny.
Yeah, like, Milhouse on the he's put Bone Storm in or whatever. Was it Bone Storm in that episode? I think it's
Bone Storm. Yeah,
I think it's
Bone Storm. And it's fucking putting
Milhouse
Pie Change. Somebody made a playable version of that. You can play it online. Lee Cavello's Pie Change.
I remember.
But it's got like a joke of like Milhouse sitting there and in front of the and like all the curtains are blowing and his hair's going back and he's like, oh my god, this is just the main menu. And it's little bits like that. It's wonderful.
Oh no, it's even better because he says, I've only just entered my name and he's run out of characters. So he says his name's Thrill House, but he says Thrill Ho on the screen.
Wait, I opened my Disney Plus to see what episode of The Simpsons I'd gotten to, and it's season 5, episode 11, Homer the Vigilante with the excellent Frink runaway house.
Oh yeah.
Every episode from that.
The real people won't burn quite so fast.
Really silly joke. It's season 5. You can place them, and then if it's like Homer's a fucking buffoon, you're season like 11 onwards. That was the
fucking Max Power Homer Simpson.
There's there's the Homer way. What is it? The Max? Oh fuck, I can't remember. It's the Homer way or the Max way. Is that the right? There's the wrong way and the Max Power way. Is that just the wrong way? Yeah, but it's faster.
Yeah.
So many like you watch one like there's the episode where they cross over with The Critic, that animated show that nobody remembers.
I like that episode quite a lot.
I like the episode. Matt Groening hates that episode.
I know.
And constantly talks against that episode. But like as an episode, it's got like 5 different memes in it. Like it really is like an episode that spawns so many wonderful. It's got that's the joke meme in it. Like it really is like so many classic Simpsons bits.
When you watch, especially as you say, season 5, 6, every single episode has a GIF in.
Every episode, every single episode has these iconic moments.
Reasonable, yeah.
But like, I mean, so the Creek episode, which is a crossover with that animated show, they're like, oh, it was a crossover, it was horrible. But you watch it now, if you don't know The Critic was a thing, or you've never seen it, you'll watch it and go, yeah, it was a great episode of The Simpsons where they met like a weird little guy who looks Simpsons-y. Like, it doesn't feel like a crossover. I think they've really nailed that episode for not feeling like a crossover. It's a fun. It's got loads of jokes in it.
I'm literally looking through it. Like season 7 is Home Sweet Home, Hiddly Dum Dum Dum, Bart Sells a Soul, Lisa the Vegetarian, King Size Homer, Mother's. Everyone's a big character piece.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Yeah, it shifts over to that, and then I don't know what happens after season 11. I kind of must have stopped watching it somewhere.
So I stopped watching it around season 11 as well because season 11's got the tomato plants and the dinner exploding thing that they make to. And I vaguely it has the quadruplets. Oh, not the quadruplets, the octuplets.
Oh, the octuplets. Yeah, there's a few.
Yeah, that's season 11. Like I remember bits of it.
So
Maud
okay.
dies. Maud dies in season 11.
Oh, yeah, that's when you can tell they were getting
the murder of Maud.
Recently, like, if you haven't paid attention, they were like, we're going to kill off a character that's voiced by, like, somebody who's won, I can't remember what award they said, but, like, some big award. Like, it's a you know, we're going to be killing off a big character. Do you know who they killed off? Krusty's dad. That was it.
Wait, I'll be able to tell you his name in a second because he was a rabbi. Was it
Krustowski, isn't it?
I know he was Rabbi Krustowski, but I don't know if he had a first name.
He does. It's Herschel.
I knew that. Wait, I thought it was
Herschel.
Krusty's.
Oh wait, that is Krusty's, isn't it?
No, that's Krusty's name. Yeah, he's Herschel.
What's his dad's name then? Shit.
Oh no, you don't. Oh no, nobody knows.
Oh, this is the thing that John doesn't know. Today we'll explain the Jews.
Wow.
The Jewish faith will explain.
Again, I'm looking at season 12 and I don't recognise a single episode, so I must have stopped at season 11. Like,
what year was that? 2000. Well, yeah. Yeah, I don't.
I mean, we got them later over in the UK, didn't we? Like,
yeah.
There must be a bit of latency built in there.
Because I have a distinct memory of watching season. I remember seeing the monorail episode airing on Sky.
That's the fucking best episode of The Simpsons. We gotta agree,
it's fucking
right?
Conan, isn't it?
Yeah, Conan's era of The Simpsons is that joke era, and you can fucking tell. I mean, Conan, I think, was the best thing that happened on The Simpsons. Wasn't it Conan who, the first day of The Simpsons, like, he started work, sat down in his chair, and a bird immediately flew into the window, crashed into it, and died. And, like, somebody looked at him and went, well, that's a bad sign.
Oh, that's just like a Simpsons joke in itself.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? That is such a... I think Conan is The Simpsons, really. I know you're supposed to go, it's Matt Groening, but it's I've watched Disenchanted, it's definitely not.
No, I mean, as Matt Groening's still involved in The Simpsons and shit, and Disenchanted's not very good, and Futurama is just a big fucking mess the longer it goes on.
I mean, Futurama had the perfect finale, but then again, Futurama's already had 3.
Had 4 of them, actually.
Yeah, it's had 3 perfect finales.
That's what I mean.
It had 3 that were really good and 1 that was so much. Yeah, 3 really good finales. Stop risking that the next one might be not so good. Leave it. Stop poking it.
No, I think they should just do a series of finales. Just every episode ends the show in a different way, and you just get to pick whichever one you like the most.
It's the classic American thing, though, isn't it? And the rare time they wrap up a show, they're like another season. It's like Scrubs, season 9, isn't it?
Scrubs. It was a spin-off. It was Scrubs.
It was supposed to be a spin-off, but it was season 9 of Scrubs, formally speaking, because that's what the studio wanted.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm looking through episodes of season 12, and I don't recognise them.
Same. None of them.
I've got a reason. I actually have an excuse. Which is, I watched them on BBC Two, and I found the page that has the UK air dates originally.
That's why I would have watched them as well.
Yeah, BBC Two. They were on about season 11 in 2004. That's the year I went to university. So I probably fell out of it about there. Yeah. I used to watch it at home, then I went to university, and then I probably dropped out about there, which is probably why after season 11 it all gets a little bit hazy.
It's also that's when it gets shit as well. So.
So I kind of dodged a bullet there. I mean, I also got a good education, but mainly I avoided the bad bits of The Simpsons.
Yeah, the thing that made The Simpsons good was John watching it, bizarrely.
Yeah.
They needed
after I started watching on BBC Two, it all went to hell.
One person needed to root for Martin Prince for The Simpsons to be good. I'll tell you, actually, here's a plot.
Great.
So here's a plot of an episode of The Simpsons that legitimately has happened. They killed Fat Tony off, right?
Yeah.
Homer sided with Fat Tony for the 10 billionth time, and Fat Tony dies in Homer Simpson's arms. That happened. And
he'd already been Fat Tony's bodyguard before that point, hadn't he?
Don't even want to fucking know. But so it's been... Fat Tony died, and then they replaced him with his cousin called Fit Tony, because he was really athletic. But then the pressure of the job
I'm not
got
laughing
to
because
him.
it's funny. I'm laughing because it's kind of just such a stretch.
The pressure of the job got to him, so he started overeating and smoking and stuff, and then he now just looks like Fat Tony, so they started calling him Fat Tony again. So they killed a character off and replaced them in the same episode. That is Voyager levels of Harry Kim abuse.
That does just kind of feel like the Principal and the Pauper again, in a way.
Yeah, I mean...
Insofar as they said Principal Skinner isn't Principal Skinner. No, he is actually. He's back.
I'm literally skimming season 12 episodes, and there's one where Homer's got a crayon lodged in his brain, which I remember.
Oh, I remember
that one.
Lodged in the brain, yeah.
That one's not
12.
terrible. That one's okay-ish.
It's interesting that we have, clearly, I'm assuming, we must have watched many episodes of season 12 if we've all seen that episode. We just forgot every other one, because they were shit.
Yeah.
All of them, God.
I mean, I watched the fucking... Gordon fucking Bennett. There was an episode, I think it was literally like 3 years ago. I'm going to try and see if I can find it. Because Marge became a lumberjack, if I remember rightly. That's the fucking start of it.
The Dexter, fuck. All right, yeah.
Marge became a lumberjack, but then, wasn't that the episode where she had the affair, but then it was all a dream? Because they set up this, Marge is going to have it. The Simpsons are breaking up. And Marge, goes off, and the episode ends, and it's all just Homer having a bad dream. And I'm like, this is the level we're at now? Where it was all a dream level?
What's interesting, looking at the thumbnails for a lot of these later episodes, the thumbnail looks insane. There's insane shit going on, because they've just Saints Rowed it, and they've gotten to such a ludicrous degree that I don't think they know what to do anymore.
Oh, I think it was always sort of Saints Row.
Well, yeah, but
everything
we're saying
exploded. The joke for most things was it explodes, and that's a great joke.
I agree, but it's a Saints Row problem of after a certain point, because you have to keep up with the ante, it gets to a point where it becomes too silly.
Yeah,
and now they're going to reboot it somehow or another.
Saints
Row it is. They're rebooting it in some way. And it looks kind of boring and uninteresting because we've already seen a little teaser trailer. It looks really boring.
Just a question, actually, about just wasn't there an episode of The Simpsons where Marge became a drag queen to sell Tupperware?
I think, actually, I did see something about Tupperware in one of these that I was scrolling through. Tupperware,
I think, for me, I knew The Simpsons was completely dead to me and I just didn't care anymore, was when I'd stopped mostly watching this point, but I saw a trailer or an ad or something saying, yes, this episode of The Simpsons, guest starring Ricky Gervais as himself. So, okay, yep, we're dumb. Completely dumb.
Season 31, episode 15.
That's season 17, by the way.
The family goes without electronic devices. What a novel concept for The Simpsons. Gosh, what will they do without their smartphones? Gosh. I can't imagine The Simpsons without their smartphone. What would they do? What other stories could they tell?
Well, I mean,
ludicrous.
There was an episode where Moe's dish rag is sentient and is a part of the Bayeux Tapestry, and it went through the history of the dish rag.
There's the one. Working mom. Marge becomes a successful Tupperware saleswoman because of customers think she's a man in drag. Season 30, episode 7.
So terrible.
This feels like this is just...
By the way.
This feels like that's an episode that definitely shouldn't have existed, and I'm guessing there are various lines in that weren't a good idea at the time and have aged even worse.
Yeah, but this is season 30.
So, wait.
Is that current? What season are we on now?
32, so season 30 is quite recent.
That feels like that's a thing that was a bad idea.
Season 30 was 2019.
Right, wait. So when was the Elon Musk episode?
Oh God, no! I'm so glad I jumped out earlier.
I'm
so glad. I don't want to know about this. You're making my life worse by letting me know that exists. My life was happier before I knew this.
Voicing
2015. Elon Musk fell to Earth. It is.
And Mr. Burns tries to get him killed. It's not fun.
Season 26.
I mean, it would be fun if Mr. Burns succeeded. That'd be quite fun.
I love that. I could just...
I mean, in South Park, the movie, they just bring Bill Gates out into the film to shoot him in the head.
Yeah.
He gets one line, then they shoot him in the head. That's the joke. Had The Simpsons done that, they just brought Elon Musk on to murder me. Yeah, you know what? Sure.
Right. So this season with Elon Musk is also the same season with Simpsonrama, the Simpsons crossover. The Futurama crossover.
Oh, shit, that was so bad.
Yeah.
That was so fucking
not
bad.
Only, season 26, not only has Elon Musk, but also...
Please stop. I feel sad. You're actually hurting
Stop
me.
it! It's already dead.
No, it's got what's his face? Richard Branson's in it.
Oh,
Also that season.
Oh,
Would they get like?
please stop.
We got
Don't
Richard
want
Branson.
to-
Well,
No,
I
these
remember
days.
that. Wasn't there an episode with Tony Blair in it?
Probably. Actually,
That
no,
was
I
quite
won't
a long
say.
time ago.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
was a
they go
long
to
time
England,
ago.
and
Yeah.
Tony Blair greets them at the airport for no good reason.
Season 26 has a bit in it, which is my favourite modern Simpsons bit, and it's Sky Police. It's Chief Wiggum. For some reason, they accidentally get delivered a jetpack, and Wiggum just does this entire song called Sky Police. And it's because you know how the Simpsons used to do great songs all the time, and they just didn't
yeah.
bother.
Yeah,
Sky
really
Police
good
is a
songs.
modern Simpsons song, which is good.
Interesting.
Sky Police. Chief Clancy Wiggum is the Sky Police. Sky Police. Fly Police. Fire. So they're crushing them till they're dead.
I mean,
Sky
Sky
Police.
does conveniently rhyme with fly. He's right.
But it's like, bro, and it's him just like in his like little dream thing, like going about doing police work, but with this big jetpack. And it feels like an old Simpsons gag, which just doesn't belong, which is weird. It's one, of those it's one of those rare bits that you're like, oh, there's something there. You can see it just in them, you know. But,
Also, the animation is now shit.
oh, yeah, it's too smooth, isn't it? It's got
just
no personality.
flat and personalityless, and it's just loads of people standing around, and it's just there's no dynamicism to it. It's
Dynamicism.
dynamicism.
That's a good
dynamicism.
word.
Thank you. I made it up.
Oh my god, they did it. Season 21 has an episode called
Stop
Bot Gets
it!
a Z.
Bart gets a Z.
Yeah, the
Wait.
exciting sequel to...
Bart gets an A, which is a fucking great episode.
Yeah, way to fucking... Oh, God.
Simpsons
Like-
did it. I'll tell you what.
Literally-
I'd tell you this though. South Park's been pulling it back.
Have they?
I'm still. I mean, the most recent
The
specials of South Park.
the recent one where they're in the future was quite fun.
Yeah,
Wait,
it's a two-parter where it basically goes into the future where it's like they're all 40 years old now, and we've just beaten COVID. We've finally got rid of COVID, and they're all
Very
adults.
briefly, just before we move on, I have to say what I just found in 21.
Oh God, here we
Please
go.
don't.
I'm going to read the blurb, right?
No.
Mo is invited to LA to judge American Idol, where he befriends Simon Cowell.
What he does.
If that's not a modern Simpsons description, I don't know. Keep going about South Park.
But that's the
there
thing,
you go.
right? The celebrity stuff's always the weakest part, especially with Futurama. Anytime they try and do, like these animated shows try and do like really current referential stuff, it completely fails because it takes 2 years to fucking make an animated show. Like it just, like the fucking the Susan Boyle shit in Futurama is just the worst fucking shit in a series that has some of the best. Like Futurama, when it came back, I know this is a controversial opinion, but there's so much good shit in there. It's absolutely chock-a-block with really fun science fiction ideas, but there's just all this like references to Tron Legacy being a really shit film 2 years after Tron Legacy came out, and Tron Legacy's legacy is it was right, and it just felt weird. So I mean, something like South Park can get away with it because they write a show the week it fucking goes out, which is just insane, and they're all lunatics over there. And it's
Whereas a lot of
South Park's
Simpsons episodes are timeless,
Weird
aren't
show.
they? Like, a lot of them are timeless.
Yeah. I mean, South Park, because I was doing a South Park rewatch, and you hit sort of series 19 and 20, and they just completely lose their fucking way, and they're not making sane points, and they're not really like, they're just kind of being that sort of like whiny Twitch babies for a while. Like, because season 17, I was watching the episode about, it's like, the transgender bathroom things, and it ends up being quite a good episode about sort of how moronic that worry is, J.K. Rowling. Just how silly, and and it makes sort of some characters question their sexuality and stuff. And it's an interesting sort of thing, and it tackles like non-binary issues and stuff. And then like 2 seasons later, they're just doing the exact opposite. And you're like, what is your point you're trying to make here? You know, they miss in those 2 bits more. But with these recent specials, I think they've sort of crawled it back a little bit. I think the Trump years were bad for everyone.
Yes.
And South Park definitely...
And COVID. COVID's not been great for
yeah.
quite a few people.
So I think that it was really
One would say COVID has in fact been a bit shit. I
enjoyed it, yeah.
I don't want to. Let's not be unfair. We should definitely get a 4th person on the podcast to be pro COVID for the sake of balance. But personally not keen. Wasn't a fan.
Yeah, I didn't like it. They'll reboot it soon enough. There'll be a new. There'll be like a it's COVID.
I'm saying
Whack.
I reckon it's going to be
sick
Sigma
enough.
variant.
Leave me alone.
Sigma variant. That's what's coming.
Ugh.
So South Park, like, Trump came along, and it's hard to do parodies of Trump because he's a parody.
Well, yeah, because The Simpsons literally what season was it? Where it was, I think it was like season 12 or something, where it goes to the future and Lisa makes a joke about President Trump ruining everything.
Yeah.
And that was just a joke. It was just so ridiculous that it was a joke. But now,
It's Simpsons level joke, and then it's
it's
the reality. But the thing is, they double down it. They were like, this series, we're going to do one big storyline, and then it's like, because the episode that went out to start the season off with the election. They timed it to go with the election. And it was supposed to be called The Very First Gentleman because they were expecting Hillary to win it. And so it would be about, it's the first gentleman, the first sort of, instead of having the first lady, the first gentleman for the first time. But with like a couple of days until airing, it didn't happen. And so the episode's called Oh Geez, and they kind of just cobble it together. And from then on, it just feels like they're on the back foot for a whole season. And they tell one South Park story across a whole season. And it never gets funny, and it never gets interesting, and it is just a horrible fucking thing, and it just goes on and on. And South Park's sort of it's the sort of show where you've got Stan being possessed by the devil fighting the Canadian devil over free mid-mobile games, and then it's suddenly like, what if it's just a really long story about, people being trolls on the internet? It's just not good. You can tell that story quicker. You should have.
I'm not sure if you happened to see this, by the way, but if you're right, Disney has its Hall of Presidents where they have animatronics of all the presidents. And someone noticed quite early on that as they were putting up the Trump president animatronic, something looked a bit odd about it. It looked a little bit off. If you kind of just cover up the hair a little bit with your hands, the face looks a little bit suspiciously like it might have been Hillary Clinton originally.
Oh my god, it does.
Like they might have started making the animatronic before the election wrapped up, and then just had to
weird.
The face is so wrong. You think, mate, I think that might not
definitely.
have. Yeah.
There's one which puts it next to a picture of Hillary Clinton, and it's like,
yeah,
oh.
yeah. They didn't.
God,
they started making. They got ahead of themselves on making the animatronic for the Hall of Presidents. Oh fuck it, we're not making a new one. These things are expensive. We're only Disney. We can't afford a second animatronic.
Oh, that's so. Oh dear.
I know, it's weird. It's kind of like Hillary going out trick or treating dressed as Trump with a wig. It's
honestly,
really odd.
I feel like there's nothing more representative of that entire period than that fucking animatronic. It's a big mess and no one knew what was happening.
Yeah.
It's a bit cobbled together. Perfect. Excellent. Mwah. Good job, Disney. Maybe that's not the right. I'm not going to... You know what? I'm not going to say good job, Disney.
I mean, I think we said we detected the slightest hint of sarcasm in your voice, to be honest.
Yeah,
I don't think anyone listening was thinking you were genuinely, just authentically, wholesomely happy for Disney on that occasion.
Oh, wow. Yeah, so happy for you, Disney. Whoa, you did such a...
I mean, I'm going to clap them for the Multiverse of Madness trailer.
Oh, that was good.
What the fuck is going to happen in that film?
Danny Elfman's back doing the score as well. I didn't even know Danny Elfman was back.
I didn't know that.
Sam Raimi and Danny Elfman.
Yeah, that's... Yeah,
and I mean,
it's not just Sam Raimi back, it's fucking Danny Elfman, man!
The voice in the trailer, I think we should talk briefly about, that it does sound like Patrick Stewart is in this film.
It does.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
What the fuck? It feels massive. That film feels like Spider-Man felt massive.
Yeah.
It feels like the films are becoming sort of the pay-per-views between the weekly TV shows.
It's weird though, isn't it?
But at some point I'm going to get really bored if they kind of do the multiverse stuff and it's too pandering and too fan service. But it's not yet. Right now I'm still down for it.
Right now,
now,
give me
fuck yeah,
Spider-Man.
shove it all in my face. Give me all the references. Give me all the fucking fanboy nonsense.
Shit,
Give it to me all. I'll get bored of it in like
worried.
2 years or something. But right now, fuck it. Put it into my veins.
I'm so worried after Endgame. Endgame came out and I went, how do they top this? And they just, somehow, and it feels fine for the time being.
They topped it by massively reducing the scale.
Yeah, weirdly.
They topped it by cooling the whole thing off and going, hey, let's do some lower stakes TV shows. I mean, honestly, the best thing since Endgame is Hawkeye. Like,
Hawkeye's good, yeah.
I think it's
really
weird that
fucking
recently
like
the TV shows have had a better hit rate than the films have had.
Yeah.
Like Black Widow, Eternals, meh.
I didn't
fine.
see Eternals yet. I've got to catch up with Eternals.
I tried watching Eternals and I turned it off.
It's okay. It's weirdly paced and one of the plots just doesn't go anywhere. Like,
Also, it really confused me because it stars the two main fucking characters from fucking Game of Thrones. And
That's not gonna be a problem for me.
No, but here's the problem. They're both white dudes with stubble, and genuinely, because they're brothers in the show, right? In Game of Thrones. But in Eternals, it's showing one character doing something, and it cuts to something else, and then it shows, like, the other one. But I didn't realize they were different characters. I thought it was the same guy. For, like, 20 minutes, going, why is he acting completely different? And then they were both on screen together, going, oh, wow, you couldn't be bothered getting people who look different. I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Also, I think Eternals has the worst post-credit scene in the whole MCU.
Well, I didn't even get to the
Insofar
middle,
as, like,
so.
it's just a character who didn't do anything the whole thing, suddenly finds an artifact that was not mentioned in the whole thing, then another character who wasn't in the film at all says, are you sure about that? From off screen, and we don't see it. It's like, oh, okay. So that was 3 things that weren't really in this film, just standing next to each other. Thanks.
Yeah.
Right. Wonderful.
That's it. Fuck it. Fuck you.
Yeah,
Moon Knight
TV
looks
shows
good,
are doing better. Yeah,
Moon
Moon
Knight's
Knight,
really
it's a TV
good.
show as well. Like, we got Hawkeye, we got...
WandaVision, which I
Loki
love.
was
Yeah.
great. WandaVision
I
was
like
great.
Loki.
I had to rewatch to enjoy, because that first time it was horrifying to see so many plots I'd spent years setting up being put on the TV and then fucking them up, and they didn't do anything like what I was doing. And I was like, oh god, like, if this could veer off slightly at any second, and they're just going to be, they've like made a televised version of the Paradox, and I was so tense watching it.
Can I just say, I'm really annoyed by Disney Plus.
Okay.
In the same way I'm annoyed at Game Pass. Because it's the kind of like, it's a big company who I don't like, but it's a great deal. It's got loads of really good creative shit on it. And I'm like, oh, but no.
Yeah.
I don't know how to feel.
You can just
like,
buy DVD box sets if you're determined to.
I do. I still buy my box sets and my films.
But
I
no,
like
it's not. But it's not even that. It's not that I don't like.
No,
like,
they're not
DVD
releasing
buys.
anything on fucking DVD. Loki and Hawkeye, none of that is being released on DVD.
Yeah,
Well,
no.
not at all.
That's all. No physical media release.
Interestingly,
That's weird.
Soul, which was a Disney Plus, like it wasn't in cinemas at the time. It was just that came out. You could buy it digitally, which was surprising. I thought we were going to keep it as a fucking proper Disney Plus exclusive thing, but
Well, it's a Pixar. The last 3 Pixar films, isn't it? There was Soul, then there was the Italian one I haven't seen. I haven't seen Soul either, thinking about it. And then there's
Soul's
Turning Red.
fantastic.
All of them are going straight to Disney Plus.
Yeah, and they're able to buy as well. Encanto is in cinemas now again. 'cause
It's the best film. I love
Yeah,
this
it
film.
kind of flopped, then it became a bit of a cult at Disney Plus, and they're putting it back into cinemas.
Fair
yeah, but have
enough.
you heard that fucking Bruno has outsold Let It Go?
Yeah. It's not even
It's a good
the
song.
3rd best song in the show.
What would you say is the best?
Surface Pressure, and then The Family Madrigal, and then Bruno.
Ah.
That's my order. Surface Pressure
fine.
is fucking amazing.
Yeah, I'd put Bruno. And
No
then...
cracks, no breaks. Oh my god, wow, that's amazing. Like, I haven't been to the cinema since Spider-Man. No, Matrix. But I am returning to the cinema.
You went to the cinema for Matrix.
I loved it. Fuck you. That film's great. I'm that guy. Fuck all of
Yeah,
you.
you are.
And you know who else is that guy? Mike Bithell. So me and Mikey, I'm going to go on my other podcast and talk shit about you guys. Because that film is fucking... It's not
You
perfect.
never enough time, you'll be too busy talking shit about Doctor Who.
Yeah, that's true. So I'm going back to the cinema because there is a film currently on in the cinema that I need to see in the cinema. I have to see in the cinema, which is Jackass 4. I'm so excited.
Oh yeah, that's out, isn't it?
I'm so fucking excited. I want to see Jackass 4.
Yeah, that's fair.
I want to see Jackass 4. I fucking love Jackass. Rebecca introduced me to Jackass. I was like, I don't want to watch this, and then we watched all of
You'd
it.
never watched it prior to... Oh my god.
Never seen it.
I was
you were
into
missing
Jackass as a
out.
teen. I don't know whether I'd still enjoy it now.
I think it's better now. I think it's so pure, and it's so silly, and it's so homoerotic that you have to enjoy it.
Do they still do gross out stuff? Because I never enjoyed
Yes.
the gross out bits.
Yes, and I tend to
Okay,
skip
I
through
feel
those.
like that's... I feel like I'm not into it then.
The vomit's not great, but it's the majority of it is not that stuff.
There's something just stupid about it, and I kind of... It feels so almost nothing, if that makes sense, but like, it doesn't feel important at all, and the people making it know it's not, and I know it's not, and I'm just like, fuck it. Everyone's sort of in on the joke.
It's just a good time. That's all it seems to be. And I'm excited. I mean, I don't know. Oh god, I don't know if it's like done well. I'm gonna look at the Rotten Tomatoes for it and then feel bad. That's my plan. That's what I like to do.
I'm looking at what's airing in my local cinema, and what's airing tomorrow in my local cinema is the Uncharted film, something called Death of the Nile, Sing 2, Belfast, which is an Oscar film, Jackass, something called Marry Me, which is it's Owen Wilson, Spooderman, a Scream film, Clifford the Big Red Dog, then Aladdin, the original, Beauty and the Beast, the original, Space Jam, the original, Moonfall, and Encanto. What a weird selection of films.
Jackass on Rotten Tomatoes has 86%.
I feel like the people who go and see Jackass, you wouldn't go and see it if you didn't already like it.
That's the critical reviews.
Oh.
That's the critic reviews, 86%.
Oh.
Uncharted, hang on, how much has Uncharted got? 38%. So Jackass is at least twice as good as Uncharted. I mean, that's just math. That's just math. Yeah, but you should come visit and you should come watch the film. Go watch Jackass.
Yeah, all right. I'll have to,
you got some time off
If
soon,
it wasn't the apocalypse, I'd be tempted to go and see Moonfall.
Oh, yeah, I love a dumb...
I know I think it's probably terrible, but I kind of just want to support it because I want there to be a renaissance of big, dumb disaster films.
I mean, it is
because I
Emmerich.
love me a big, dumb disaster film
I agree
where it's just
completely.
a scientist and an idiot and the scientist's ex-wife and punk kid, and they're all in a car,
Right.
and fucking Jupiter's going to explode, and they've got to figure out how to stop Jupiter exploding.
Stargate.
Yeah, Ronan
Stargate?
McFilm, he did the original Stargate film.
Oh, yeah, but there's a new one.
No, there's not. He
No,
keeps
it's-
saying
Stargate
there's a new
SG2,
one.
yeah. Stargate SG2 is coming out next year.
No, it's noted in his filmography that Stargate, a
No.
new Stargate has been announced.
No, it's not been announced. He says that a lot.
It's on IMDb. Well,
No. And
I
it's
mean-
also a sequel to his film, which disregards the actual good bit of Stargate, because that film's actually kind of naff. It's alright. And it spawned one of the best science fiction franchises of all time, so I'm not going to ever knock it.
I mean, I do like his films, even though they're shit.
Oh yeah, no, Independence Day is like a great fucking time. But
You
then
go... Some
No,
of the
Independence
big
Day's not.
90s
It's
disaster
just-
films, you can go back and watch them, they work perfectly.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
2012 is
Armageddon,
shit, but I
still
have fun
great.
with it.
Deep Impact, still great. Independence Day, still great.
Yep. But then
What
then he started to do 2012
No, I like 2012.
Independence
2012
Day.
has the best bad CGI in any film
Yeah,
ever
no,
made.
it's got
It's
some
worth
pretty good
watching for the
CGI.
bad CGI.
It's got some good CGI and some terrible CGI, and it's a
No,
memorable
I'm
film
not
that I
thinking
enjoy.
2012. I'm sorry. I'm slandering a film unfairly. I'm thinking about The Day After Tomorrow.
Oh, the wolves.
That has the worst
Oh,
wolves,
yeah.
CGI wolves in all of cinematic history, and it's just hilariously bad. It's worth watching because it's so bad.
I like those.
I like
wolves.
shit. You
It's
know, I like
hilariously
shit like
bad.
that because honestly, the fact that the films aren't taking themselves seriously mean I don't care.
And the fact that it generally thinks like an ice age is like a literal line that you can watch going down a corridor. It's amazing. You
you've
can
never-
watch the cold coming.
Yeah, even John understands the concept of cold's better than that. You know, like.
And
Actually,
I love how at the
no,
end,
no,
the way
sorry,
they defeat
sorry.
the cold that's coming down the corridor is they shut the door on it and the cold can't get through the door.
I mean, that's amazing. But you actually do see like temperature and stuff change like that. Like the spring in this country, they measure how quickly it goes from the south of the country to the north of the country, and it
Yeah, but it
goes
doesn't
like
move down a corridor.
no, but it goes like a certain amount of miles.
And then
a
when
day.
it gets
Like
to a locked
spring-
door, it bangs on the door a few times
Well,
and
yeah.
pisses off.
or like the cold just comes over and they're hiding underneath a little outcrop, and it kind of looks left, looks right, and then goes back the way it came.
It genuinely treats the cold like it's a velociraptor,
Yeah.
which is amazing.
Yeah.
The heroes have to hide from the cold and shut the door on the cold and bar the door so the cold doesn't get in.
Wait, did any of you see Independence Day Resurgence?
No,
No, and I'm glad I didn't.
It's shit. White
So
House
happy
Down,
I didn't.
White House Down, another Roland Emmerich film, also shit. These
Yeah.
are recent ones. Then there's Midway, which I kind of
idea
heard
what
was
it is.
also shit.
Well, he's got the
Tides.
M. Night Shyamalan thing of they did a really good film early on, and then it just gradually falls away.
Yeah, but he keeps getting money.
I like that he did. M. Night Shyamalan did Unbreakable, which is great, and then he did the one with James McAvoy. Was that Split? Yeah.
Yeah, something
And
like
then he
that.
was like, "I'm going to tie these together in a
I saw that film.
cinematic
Weird.
universe in glass," and that is one
really
of the
weird.
worst fucking films I've ever seen in my entire life.
It's such a weird film. Like, I went into that, because that came out in the era where I was seeing every single film that was coming out in the cinema, because I was just going.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
could go
just
for free.
before the apocalypse.
Yeah, I missed that. I'm still paying for my Limitless subscription, even though I'm not really using it. Just because I want to support cinemas existing, but at the same time,
Aw.
but
I want cinemas to die so things come out in my house quicker so I can watch them on my lovely projector.
I want both. I want it to come out digitally, but I also want cinemas to still exist because I love cinemas.
I only go to the cinema to avoid Marvel spoilers and to watch a guy get bitten on the testicles by a Tyrannosaurus or whatever is in the new film.
And you want those testicles to be as big as
possible. I need the scale on the balls.
I saw that. Which was it? The second new Star Wars film, the good one.
Last Jedi.
Rise of Skywalker's
that was the second one.
Yeah.
The good one. And there's the bit with good old
You're just
wide
deliberately
Kylo.
trying to bait and say something so we get attacked by fanboys. I know you are.
Fanboys can go fuck to. But there's that
I
bit with
like
wide
Jar Jar
Kylo.
Binks. What? Carry on. Yep.
Wide Kylo.
They're all bad for different reasons.
You got wide shirtless Kylo, right? That everyone.
Yeah.
And I watched that at a midnight showing at the front row, so really close to the screen, looking up, so it was already distorted, and it made him so much wider.
He probably looked like Johnny Bravo.
He did. It was really silly, and you know what? I enjoyed that. Like I like going to midnight showings because I think the atmosphere is fun. It's got this sort of live concert atmosphere.
Yeah.
And I went to Star Wars midnight showings, even though I don't care about Star Wars, because you'd go and everyone cares.
No. It's got an atmosphere, but that does not allow you to whoop. That does not allow you to cheer. That does not allow you to say things. You may laugh at the laugh points. You will enjoy the film.
But you can gasp on occasion. Gasping is fine.
An involuntary action, I will always accept.
I will say the one instance, right? Because every minute showing I've ever went to, everyone's been very cool.
Seeing footage of American fucking films.
No, God. I saw the Simpsons movie in America. That was the only film I've ever seen in America.
Oh no!
Yeah,
right.
on opening day, that was a bad time.
How excited did you get by that? It wasn't even that good.
Oh God, it was bad.
What was the reaction in a cinema to Bart's penis?
They laughed that entire scene. The whole time, loudly, and then when you saw it, everyone went, "Way!" I'm like, "Oh my God, shut!"
Why are you applauding a 10-year-old's penis? It's really weird.
But midnight showings, everyone I've went to, no one whoops. The only instance where there was a reaction, which I've never really ever seen, that I felt valid, was in the on your left in Endgame. Because it gives time for everyone to go, and everyone was cheering, and it felt genuine. Like, everyone's like,
yeah,
Yay.
they have a big musical moment when no one's saying anything, so you can just get your cheers out.
Yeah,
it's
and
fine.
you know what? I liked that. That was fun.
I hated watching that film in the cinema.
Fuck you, it was great.
I've told the story several times, but the guy next to me was
Fuck
really
you.
That's the thing, I hate people.
I mean, part of the one I went to, it was the midnight showing they did for the IMAX one was actually a double feature, so you watched Infinity War first, and then there was like a 10-minute break, and then they started Endgame. Yeah, it was a long thing, and so everyone in the IMAX showing, most 90% of people had already been there for Infinity War, so they gave a fuck. Also, God, that was the longest I've ever sat in a cinema in my life.
The weirdest, just giant thing on a screen experience I've ever had in a cinema was I went to see the final of the original trilogy of Pirates of the Caribbean in a really big fucking cinema. You may recall there's a weird dream sequence or something where like Johnny Depp's in the afterlife or something, where he's in that weird white place and he has to escape or something.
Yeah,
vaguely.
I remember that.
And what the first bit of that is, it's just an empty white sand, just an empty desert, and his nose just appears on screen and it sniffs something. And I was close to the front, I just had Johnny Depp's nose. It must have been 60 feet in length. And it was a life-changing experience. I will remember that nose for the rest of my life. Every pore, every hair, every detail on Johnny Depp's nose in huge, mega Odeon super scale.
That was the first Pirates of the Caribbean I ever saw.
Really?
Yeah, I don't like
that first film's really. I think the first film's really good, and the rest just.
Oh, I tell you what. Actually, what my weirdest cinema experience was I saw myself.
Oh yeah, that's fair.
At Leicester Square quite recently. I think that wins, doesn't it? Seeing a giant kaiju version of yourself on the most famous cinema in the country.
Although, there's a fun thing now I've noticed. At least the Odeon in Liverpool's doing it, the big Odeon with the IMAX. Because clearly they're getting less business, they're trying to push their private renting of theatres more.
Yeah.
And one of the things they're doing is like, oh, you can rent a cinema and have a gaming day. And I'm like, a gaming day? I'm like, yeah, come to the big cinema screen and plug in your Xbox. And I'm like, that sounds so fucking stupid, and I desperately want to do it.
How much does it cost? Did you look into the cost?
No, they seem to do it bespoke depending on what screen you want and when you're doing it. Because I imagine renting an IMAX screen on a fucking Friday evening would be a lot more expensive than renting, screen
Yeah,
number
if you're
one.
doing it like, when it's dead anyway on a Tuesday afternoon. Yeah.
But
That might be a cheaper way to see films. If you got enough people.
I mean, I saw recently, I can't remember, there's a group of YouTube, I can't remember who it was, but they rented the IMAX in Leicester Square, to watch Tenet on for a group for like a 30th birthday party, which I imagine was expensive, but the fact you can do that even at cinemas like that big and everything.
It's kind of fun. I'd consider doing that for a special event or a special film or something. That sounds fun. Assuming it's not dumb expensive.
Well, I imagine
depends on cost.
The thing is, it's going to be a flat cost regardless of how many people are there, and I feel like I don't know that many people. I'd be like, here's 5 people.
I just go in by
IMAX
myself.
Screen.
I've been going in by myself.
That's it. Just go and be like, you know what you need to do, Daniel? Actually, no. Oh, Father and Sundays, but cinema edition. play Street Fighter. And
My dad would still be like, hang on, let me get my glasses.
He was. We can do like a PodCats thing. We give each of us a separate cinema screen, so it's still separate, but we get the experience.
Wow, I like that idea. That's a good idea.
Yeah. Thank
Rent
you.
out all the screens in the cinema.
Rent out the entire cinema.
Yeah, I'll rent out all the screens. I could probably swing that. Fuck the pay. Fuck, well, just 1 month I'll just be like, we're not doing Patreon Prince this month. We're putting it into renting a cinema.
I want to see a multiverse of madness and other people are terrible.
Well, the advantage now I've noticed at cinemas is they're often really quiet. I mean, when we went to see Spider-Man, it was opening day, wasn't it?
Yeah. I always go at like the second day to 11 a.m, so it's fucking empty.
We went second day at 11 p.m.
Yeah, but it was empty. There was only like 3 other people in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is good because I had a reaction to one part of that film. I had a reaction.
Oh, yeah, you laughed.
No, not laughing. Laughing's fine. But when a character comes onto the screen, I had a moment. I said, I did an arm motion.
Ha! And you pointed.
I went, ah! I did. I had a reaction. I felt like a subhuman scum.
I did that at one point as well, actually, to be fair.
Yeah, you did as well. For a different character.
I did at the same point. Was it the same? No, I did it early on, isn't it?
Yeah, yours was at the first. Yeah. I think we both did it for the character that is in an earlier bit as well.
Yeah.
It's a good film. I like that
film. Yeah, it's
fun. Dumb fun.
And films like that are fun to watch with people.
Yeah.
There's a lot of films. Something I really enjoyed from that period where I was seeing every film ever to come out. And I was just going at like 1 p.m. on a Tuesday. It was empty. And I didn't even know what they were. Half the time I walked into a cinema screen only knowing the name and knowing nothing else about it. And I think that's really interesting and fun.
Yeah.
I watched the Equalizer, the Denzel Washington film.
Yep.
I didn't know anything about it, and on all the posters it's an action film, but I went in, and the first 50 minutes are a drama, and then it suddenly aggressively becomes an action film, and it came out so out of nowhere for me that it made it really fun.
Shit! Oh, sorry, carry on.
No, I was going to say that just seeing a lot of those films, a lot of them are slow or drama, especially like Oscar-type films, and I hate going with people. It was great. I go on my own. It was great. But like a big thing, like especially like a Marvel film, it's kind of fun being with even strangers in a big midnight showing because the atmosphere is fun. There's a lot of energy.
Yeah.
And it's nice. That's the one instance. I like seeing Spider-Man. It's fun with people.
Have you seen From Dusk Till Dawn?
Don't
Google it. If you've not seen it, I recommend going.
It sounds like a zombie film. Is this a zombie film?
No, I'm not saying it.
I don't know what it is.
It's one of those films that you hit the halfway point and go, okay, this is now a completely different film. I think that's the one I'm thinking of.
Here's the problem, though, with every film like this. There's no way I can watch this film without seeing its poster.
Yeah.
That's true.
This is the thing. The Equalizer, I had this thing because after I watched it, and I was like, oh, go in and don't know anything about it. But if you even see the poster, it's him holding a gun in the rain. There's no way to avoid it. I just looked out and didn't know.
Maybe he just hates rain.
Because it's
He's just trying to take the fight back to the fucking clouds.
Legitimately, first 50 minutes of that is Denzel Washington just being a quiet, contemplative insomniac who goes to a cafe to read every night. And he tries to makes friends. He makes friends with a sex worker, and clearly sees she's being abused and is trying to help, but seems really mild-mannered and doesn't know what to do. And he politely gets all the savings out, and he finds out who fucking is the pimp, and goes and really politely offers. He seems like he's just really naive. And it seems like a drama thing, and he's about to get beaten up. And then he sets his watch, and then he looks around, and he just kills everyone. And it's like it's like the halfway mark. And I'm like, oh, fuck! Excellent. But you can't ever have... And it's one of the absolute few instances where I think like, that's where cinema's better. Because if you ever get a film yourself, you have to know what it is. Where I was just going to see things based on the name alone. And that's a really interesting experience that I'm hoping to get back when COVID gets better.
Yeah.
I mean, I would accept that this genre, I would like more of this genre where just incredibly quiet, slow, arty, thinky films, just at a random point, someone just reveals, by the way, I was trained as an assassin by the FBI, pulls out 2 guns and sorts out all the problems with the murder.
Oh, that's just it's stupid. But my favourite genre of films is that sort of like awkward. It's that very 90s act. You know, I love Air Force One because it's just Harrison Ford.
Oh, Air Force One is amazing.
But it's just him bumbling about. Like, there's that scene where he has to like
get
climb
off
up
my plane.
But even before that, one of my favourite scenes is he has to climb up a staircase and then run into a door, and it's such a nothing thing, but it's like takes about 2 minutes to do because he's like, oh, they might see me, and it's the fact they make that actual nothing thing be so tense, and he just bumbles about. It's so good, and you don't get that in modern action films, really. And it just
because modern action film. I mean, Die Hard shows it off. Die Hard 1, incredible film.
Yeah.
Die Hard 5, he's a superhero.
Yep.
Die Hard 1, he steps on glass and has to take time out to fix his feet up. Die Hard 5, he takes like a nuke to the face or some shit. Like, I don't even remember.
And he's on like a fucking fighter jet or some shit.
That was 4.
You know, I've just sort of realised, actually, Matt,
Yeah?
you could do the same thing in reverse.
Oh.
What if, in the new Batman film, like, there's a bit in the trailer where, you know, he's at a funeral or something, and a woman comes up to him and says, well, the Waynes always used to give charitably, and I can't help but notice you're not doing anything. And he smirks, and it's it's cut with footage of him doing Batman. There's the implication supposed to be, oh, silly woman, he's actually Batman, which is way more important. What if actually halfway through the Batman film, he realises, no, I'm just beating people up, and this is completely fucking points. I'm not making a difference. And he just retires from being Batman. And the rest of the film is just him figuring out how to set up, you know, charitable endeavours, and that massively helps Gotham way more.
In fairness, the whole thing is that as Bruce Wayne, he does have the Wayne Foundation, which gives loads of money. He does it in both, but they always only focus on Batman. But yeah,
he just decides, you know what, this Batman thing's not fucking working. I'm beating up the old person, but that's not fucking helping, is it?
It just became like
I'm gonna help
thing.
Gotham. I can help Gotham way better as Bruce Wayne. Let's go meet my accountant. We're gonna do some board meetings. We're gonna go and do some PR. We're gonna shake some hands. And occasionally we just cut back to Catwoman, who's still doing her thing. I wonder where Batman
I will
went.
say, there is I've been
Where the
avoiding
fuck did
everything about
Batman
that film.
go?
Wait. What if Bruce Wayne's not Batman in this one?
Well, no, here's the
They
problem.
just cut
Actually,
that
it would be
footage
a fucking incredible twist if they actually... I'd love that. If it just has, you know, they just have someone playing Bruce Wayne, same guy playing Batman, but then it's real. Actually, it's the same actor playing 2 different characters.
No, just a different,
And
just
actually,
different guy.
you never see them change. Then at the end, they meet. And
No,
the
but you see-
post-credit scene
you
is
see,
like,
this
wow,
is
you're
the-
Batman. That's right, I am.
I've avoided everything about the film and like trailers and stuff like that, but they filmed a lot of it in Liverpool, and I've seen the finale of the film in person, and it's,
Oh, sweet.
it's just like I can't.
Did it look like he was just doing a board meeting?
Actually, he was
Fuck.
wearing a suit. He was wearing a
Oh,
suit.
yes!
there
Maybe
you
my
go.
plan works. I'm right.
He realizes he's not Batman, and he's been. There is a Batman. It's just not him. And he thinks it is him. Oh, wait, hang on. So, what's a better twist? There is a Batman, and he thinks it is him, or he's not Batman, he doesn't think he's him, and they've just edited the film to make it look like he's Batman? And he's just imagine, he's just smirking at that lady because he's a cunt. He's just a rich cunt. He's like, yeah,
there is
fuck it, fuck it.
100% a Batman comic or animated film that is just that.
Oh, yeah.
There will be. It's Batman. There's always something.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. There's always something with that bastard.
That's
All right.
why I like Batman. He's like
Matt,
Doctor Who. It's just loads of different things.
I've got a game for you to play right now. It's called Guess the Twist.
Okay.
I've looked up the synopsis of From Dusk Till Dawn, and I'm going to stop just before the film dramatically changes gears. Now, when
Oh, this is exciting.
I have, by the way, I all I know about it, because I opened it in like my thing to watch, and all I know about it is its director and cast.
Yes.
I mean,
I used to think it's a zombie film, so I'm
by
even more in the
Tarantino.
Robert
dark.
Rodriguez, fucking Quentin Tarantino, and George Clooney. And I'm like, oh my, okay.
Yes. So this is a film that I watched because everyone said it was a crime drama. I'm going to read this to you now. On the run from a bank robbery that left several police officers dead, Seth Gecko and his paranoid loose cannon brother, Seth Gecko, yep, George Clooney's character, and his loose cannon brother is Tarantino.
Power.
It was 1998. It was a weird time. Hightail it to the Mexican border. Kidnapping preacher Jacob Fuller and his kids, the criminals sneak across the border in the family's RV and hole up in a topless bar. What happens next?
There's a shootout in the topless bar.
The brother never existed in the first place. The brother's a figment of his imagination.
Uh-huh.
Or it's
I'll be
like his
honest,
conscience or something.
The only thing I've got in my head is that scene from Crackdown from Crank 2 where where Jason Statham's having the shootout in the bar and someone shoots a bullet through two fake breasts and fucking like silicon goops out of them. That's all I can see.
What?
Crank is amazing and Crank 2 is also amazing. They're insane and they're so violent.
So there is a bar fight. It becomes a bar fight.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll read the
The
synopsis.
priest was secretly an assassin trained by the FBI.
Unfortunately, the bar also happens to be a home base for a gang of...
Assassins.
No.
Zombies.
Cats.
Closer than
Vampires.
zombies. Vampires is right!
Hey!
And the brothers and the hostages have to fight their way out. That's literally halfway through that film, it just suddenly goes, yeah, we're not crime drone anymore. Here's some vampires trying to kill you.
Why
Excellent.
did they keep the hostage when they'd already got to Mexico?
I've purchased the
I
film
don't
to
know.
watch digitally. That'll be good.
It's good.
That's something to do about the week off.
It just suddenly, we'll talk about it next time, it just shifts gears. It really just becomes, it goes from like being normal crime drama to what the fuck is happening? Are we,
A lot of
okay.
films that. That's a lot. I've watched a lot of 90s era crime, action, spy, drama, thriller thing. Like, that's my favorite genre of movie. I've watched a lot. For a genre that you'd think would be really, like, by the numbers, it just is all over the fucking place.
Oh yeah. Oh, have you been watching The Curse on Channel 4?
What the...
The
channel
Curse,
No
it's
idea
the
what that is.
It's a TV show. It's an 80s crime comedy caper about the theft of a large amount of gold, but it's written and starring the cast of People Just Do Nothing and King Gary, which is Tom Davis, who is wonderful.
Wait, sorry, a new show?
It's a new show by them. Yeah, it has 6 episodes up, and it's just it's wonderful. It's really
I just
funny.
searched The Curse, and it came up with an 80s show starring Will Wheaton.
Okay, it's not that. It's a Channel 4 recent show that literally aired like a week ago, and it's all on the Channel 4 app. You can watch it for free.
Well, The Curse. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Crime oh, there he is. Looking mustachioed.
Yeah.
Oh, it's that guy.
Yeah, it's
Oh, it's that guy. Oh, yeah, I know. Yeah, oh, yeah.
It's really good. I recommend that.
Wait.
It's just, you like your crime capers, that's definitely a crime caper.
No, I remember this. I remember seeing it when Rebecca showed me People Just Do Nothing. And being like, oh.
That's the thing
Not
that's
seeing it, like hearing about it. Like,
literally a week ago, Rebecca heard about it, and we watched it all since then.
I swear we had a conversation.
You did not. That has not happened.
Great.
Yep, you've
Well-
gone mad. It's because I was on a Tom Davis kink. Ben.
Whoa,
Ben. I
Daniel.
don't mind.
Oh,
He's a
okay.
very attractive man.
Yeah, no, we're not gonna kink shame you for that.
Because what's his face? Will Arnett just put up that Netflix show, Murderville. He did, and I've said it many times now, but I'm a very racist person. So when I saw the idea of that sitcom, which it's a crime procedural drama, and each week they have a special celebrity guest in to play like the deputy investigator with Will Arnett at the top of it as the main one. But everyone's scripted apart from that person, and they don't know what's going on, and then they actually have to say who they think the murderer is at the end of the episode. So it's a mostly scripted celebrities being silly sort of thing. And I went, that's such a clever idea. There is no way that's an American invention. They have nicked that from the UK. And so I was like, this is a show I've not heard of. Let's find it. And it's called Murder in Successville. I was right. My racism was right. America's not funny.
That's not racism, it's just facts.
It's just facts. Is it
just facts.
racist if it's true? But they got an extra twist in Murder in Successville, so it's set in Successville where all the celebrities live. So, like, the big police commissioner, like, the guy who's the detective is Tom Davis with a massive, wonderful mustache and is doing wonderful things. The big police commissioner is Gordon Ramsay. But it's not actually Gordon Ramsay, it's somebody doing an impersonation of Gordon Ramsay. And it's got this really weird, surreal British vibe running through it that is just delightful. And
I love shit like that.
I adore shit like that. So that's 2 recommendations, and they both got Tom Davis in it. It's Tom Davis?
Alright.
Tom Davis, yeah. As
I'll
a
add it to my
6'7" massive mustachioed fuck.
I'm excited to watch something that isn't Star Trek Voyager.
His voice in The Curse is the most amazing thing. I cannot begin to explain. Rebecca, how do you explain his voice in The Curse? Imagine, right, if darkness was wet, but like in a friendly way. It's close, isn't it? It's close. Imagine sloppy, friendly darkness spattering about with a deep baritone. It's weird.
I'm just kind of imagine being licked by a very large dog in the middle of the night.
All I can imagine is fucking
not getting the voice
underwater.
Idris Elba underwater is pretty good, actually. Yeah, no, I'll give you Idris Elba underwater. Idris Elba underwater slightly slowed down. I think it's with an accent. You may, if you're an American listening to this, you might not understand a fucking word he says. But then again, for Valentine's Day, I got a cameo from Danhausen. Rebecca got me a cameo from Danhausen.
Half of what he says is fucking
literally no one can understand it except for me. It's magical.
My favourite, in that cameo, he starts recording. He goes, "Oh, the air conditioner's on."
And then he goes and fucks up with the air conditioner for a while.
He doesn't start the take again.
But you know what? That's so Danhausen. That's why we love him.
It's great.
That's why we love that. He's the best. I'm so glad he's in AEW. Wrestling's the best thing. Just saying, wrestling's the best thing on TV right now.
John, you should get into wrestling.
John, you should get into wrestling, man. It's the best show.
I don't know where to start.
There's
too much.
Tonight,
and I'm too far behind on the few things I do watch.
You don't need to be ahead or behind. You just
I don't know how the fuck you
on.
guys watch like 6 episodes of something a day. If I could catch one episode of one thing a day, I'm pretty bloody happy.
I have a lot of stuff on. I have a lot of TV. When I'm cooking, TV's on. When I'm eating, TV's on. When I'm writing, TV stays fucking off, and I'll listen to the Orville soundtrack. Thank you very much.
My thing is I'm an insomniac, so I basically just watch Star Trek Voyager until I'm about to fall asleep.
If I'm falling, I must admit, if I'm having like a nap in the middle of the day, I will wang on Always Sunny and always fall asleep to Always Sunny.
That's interesting.
Yeah,
I think Voyager's always calm is the thing I quite like about Star Trek. At least that 90s era, it's always calm.
Yeah, but it's not though, because you can get an episode where it's like, oh, we're gonna sit around the table and do stuff, and then there's another episode. It's like, here's an alien that screams, here's an episode where the Doctor has to rub Kez's feet for a whole episode, otherwise the ship explodes. You're like, and she's pregnant and she's 2.
I watched one yesterday where it's just the Doctor fucking like poisons someone and threatens them, and I'm like, it's like the morality of that, you know, because he's trying to get medicine. And I'm like, oh, I guess okay, this is a great episode, but also I'm very sleepy. Like, it's fine, you know. Kez comes back and she's like, I'm angry and old now, and I'm like,
I love that. That's fucking rad. That episode though.
Yeah,
Kez coming back with that full fury and fire is really fun.
I will say, Star Trek Voyager, I kind of, it's been a long time since I've watched all of it. And I always kind of, in memory, I'm like, oh, it wasn't very good. And now I've watched most of it, I'm like, it's actually quite good.
Yeah.
And I like Neelix.
When it falls apart, it definitely falls apart. And I think characters like Kez just don't really work, and her episodes are a bit dodgy and things. But
I don't like 7 and 9.
The problem with the show is the logic behind their dilemma, which is we're trapped really far away. Yeah. We're trapped really far away. And
if you don't think too much about it, it's quite good.
Yeah, but it's Star Trek. It's built to be...
We've
got the books of how the ships work.
I know. It's the lightest Star Trek I think there is. In terms of like that. In terms of like...
I mean, Discovery exists, but in that era, yes. From that sort of era, it's the one that kind of is like, don't think about it.
Discovery isn't light. Discovery is, everything's bad and Michael Burnham can only save... It's constantly screaming.
Yeah,
that's
and
fucking
crying.
Star Trek Discovery.
Screaming and crying.
Yeah,
the universe got blown up. Why? A guy was sad.
Yeah. Oh, it's gonna happen again! Michael Burnham, save us!
Yeah.
You know, every time. Well, Booker, what about your ship? You know, every time. Every fucking time.
What the fuck is going on?
No, Star Trek, man. Star Trek. I did see the...
Hang on. Let's stop. We've got to talk about something that John knows something about. John, if you fill a hard drive with information, does it get heavier or lighter?
I've genuinely had to think about this in the past. And I think probably a hard drive isn't ever empty. It's just full of zeros. And like when you put data in, now it's full of zeros and ones. But a 1 doesn't weigh any more than a 0. So I think it would weigh the same.
Wrong.
Fuck. But I've genuinely thought about this in the past.
But the really fun thing is it depends how it's constructed on if it weighs really slightly more or really slightly less. Like it's a negligible weight. But it depends on.
You can weight less when you fill it up with data.
Yeah, because it depends if energy is like because it depends if it is built to push down from 0 to 1 or push from 1 to 0. And
as well,
some are different. They're built in different places.
A lot of drives, when they're erased, aren't actually 0 to 1'd out. They just have all the data still there, and it just has to write over what's already there.
Yeah, they just go ignore those sectors. We don't talk about those sectors anymore.
Yeah, and if you actually want to zero it out, you have to fucking spend 5 hours and it's go 0, 0, 0, 0.
Or 2 seconds with a magnet. Done.
Oh yeah, they can't really reuse
it depends on basically how they construct it. So like most hard drives, I think get slightly heavier, but like a USB stick would get slightly lighter if you fill it up. That's a.
I mean, we're talking. I mean, you're talking. When you say light, you're talking like fucking. Like...
I'm talking like 0.0000000. You know all that kind of shit there. Yeah.
This sounds like I was basically right when I said they weigh the same.
You were correct,
because
John.
they weigh a different amount.
In
fact,
basically the same.
There was 3 possible answers, 2 of which were right, and you picked the wrong one.
No, you know what, right? Of all the things John could be wrong about, that's the one that, I'm fine with. That's a reasonable answer.
Thank you, Matt.
That's a reasonable answer to something, and you're over here going, when you're putting your glasses up,
Technically, I'm on a planet, won't be able to support any oxygen. Actually, wait, I've got, we're on Discord, I could put the camera on and I could show John my hair.
That's true.
We're going to get a live reaction of my hair to John.
Oh, no.
I don't know where I'm supposed to be looking right now, but I'm sure I'll figure it out.
You'll find it in a second. Hey! Gone.
That's not that bad.
It's gone, look, no hair.
So take off the headphones entirely.
Okay, but I won't be able to hear you. I hope you said nice things. I hope you said nice things.
He made a displeasuring noise.
A displeasuring noise?
Displeasuring noise.
What's a displeasuring noise? It's a noise that just sucks all the eroticism out of the room.
Can I just say,
what was your motive for doing this?
Bored.
That's a great question.
Bored. Just bored.
Like, when I'm bored, sometimes I rearrange something in my home to make it more logical. I don't actually shave off a part of myself.
He's got ADHD. I give it the amount of time.
So does Claire, but she's never made herself bold.
Here's the thing, though. Right,
Shave Rebecca's head, too.
My past 2 therapists, both times, I've just described how Daniel exists, and both of them, without me actually telling them, have went, he has ADHD, doesn't he? And I'm like, yes.
Both of my therapists got that as well.
Yeah. I've given up trying. I've given up trying.
Trying?
No, I've trying to I used to try and work on a logic train, and I've given up, and I just sort of take it as it comes now. That's
logic has no place here. This is a place of magic and fun. No?
Yeah?
Yeah, I feel like you have a fun job. Like, I've sent you 3 videos so far. I'm going to do more for when you get back. One of them's a porno video. You're going to have good fun with that.
Daniel,
edit them. Get on with editing them.
Daniel, I spent 5 hours yesterday dealing with the bureaucracy of Royal Mail.
Fun. Oh, that sounds fun. Actually, I'll tell you what. This is my cuteness with Matt. At the start of that video, I have a little gap at the start where I tell Matt that if he doesn't want to edit this video, he can opt out of it. I gave Matt consent to edit a porny video that has basically nothing in it.
I need to point out, I did skim through it, and I quite enjoy that you censor it yourself.
Yeah, I kept it clear. You literally, there's one bit of titty that I'm not talking on.
Yeah,
but I play it to the point where it's about to really become a porn game, and I'm like, okay,
I was going through going, this is a porn game, and I found one bit where it's like fucking 2 fully naked women eating each other out. I'm like, oh right.
They're not fully naked. One is fully clothed. I did that as tastefully as possible.
How?
The eating one out is one of them's eating the other one out, and the one who's eating the other one out is clothed.
They're also on a flying sofa.
Oh, okay, yeah, sorry. I don't know why, but my brain assumed the one that was the recipient was clothed, and that I don't know why I thought that way round. The way you're suggesting makes much more sense.
Yeah. No, John, no wonder your family came around for fucking Valentine's Day, mate.
Oh, it's like it's hot coffee. It's just the hot coffee way of having sex. Everyone's fully clothed.
Oh, Ride to Hell with its
Right to hell.
fully clothed dead
Ride
end
to
torso.
hell. Where several of the cutscenes literally the triggers just don't exist, so some context doesn't show. I'm so glad I own that, given you can't buy it anymore.
Yeah.
It feels like an antique.
I own every fucking digital homicide game. It's not really a badge of honor. Like,
Oh dear, what a yeah.
The legit amount of them. There's so many, and we're right back to the start again. I've been playing. I've been playing Fallout 4. I've modded it a lot. I've got 316 mods now. The amount, I cannot express to you how many porn mods there are for that game. Holy shit! There is an uncountable amount of Death Claws, but with tits mods. Like
Death Claws! Yes! I mean,
legitimately, I was trying to find a mod.
Why don't you give me that mod when you try to make me play New Vegas? Give me that mod.
Okay,
No others. That's the only one I need is Death Claws.
You know the companion Curie, the French robot?
Yes.
Right?
She can be a synth too.
Yeah, okay, but when she's a robot, she has a bug if you have Automatron, where if you don't have her as a companion and she's in a thing, every time you walk near her, she'll go, do you need something, and drag you into a conversation. That's an Automatron bug. I found a mod that fixes the bug, but not for her. She's the only one who does it, and when I was trying to find a mod to fix her, all I found instead was 40 different mods, all separately, that make Curie, and I quote, more attractive. 40! 40!
Yeah.
All they were like, oh, with me, oh, tits a bit, oh, you
when I finished stream, we're just repeating the podcast now, but when I finished streaming Cyberpunk, I was like, I feel like if you could mod this game to be like an immersive sim, that would be really fun. So let's do that. Let's go to mods. And then I looked at the mod page, I was like, they're all naked. This is just the naked.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't want that from this game right now.
It takes a lot of time to just find the sensible mods that fix the bugs.
Okay,
and,
Okay, I've got into Fallout 4. And I've clicked popular all time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're gonna get like scriptbook and stuff. Or
no. The most popular mod is called Armor Smith Extended, which just makes armor a bit more complicated. The second most popular mod is called Valentine's Beautiful Bodies Enhancer, and the thumbnail is a clit.
Wait.
I think you can actually see the clit actually poking out, like it wants to wave hello. This is true.
Wait, what page are you on? Oh, this is horrible. Where?
All time. You have to be logged in.
What page? What Nexus mods?
Yeah, popular all time. You're way too excited about this.
I want to see this. This sounds amazing.
In all fairness, the rest of the pages are mostly okay.
This is the best day of my life.
Mostly.
Popular of all time.
Mostly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Female body textures.
Goodness gracious me.
Deluxe makeup.
I think they might have recycled the nipple texture, but just put it down below. I genuinely think that's what they've done.
Are we really going to critique Nora's clit? Is that what this posse has devolved into?
Did you say posse? That's what this posse is. Did you confuse the word podcast with pussy and got posse? We should have got this the posse, because we're a posse. New name, PodCats is dead. Welcome to the posse. P-O-S-S-Y, posse. That's our new name.
All right, okay, I see how it is.
Can I just point out to the crowd, because this is the elephant in the room right now, I too am surprised that Matt knows what a clit is. Like, I didn't think that was knowledge that you would have.
Wow.
John, do you know, like... Shall I get one of your like cousins to come over and explain it to you or something like the Valentine's Day tradition? No, all right.
Our top 35 of the past 2 weeks is the clit one. Yeah, that's the most popular in the past 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Have you downloaded that?
No, funnily enough.
It might be just you.
I mean, I can understand why it's the best of the breast retextures, because the second top one in this most popular of all time, only face and full CBBE and JB nude retexture. The nipples are very low texture. They look low resolution. They're a bit weirdly glistening even when the body isn't
This
wet.
is weirdly
the
critiquey.
nipples do look better in the top ranked one. I will give them.
I want to make a point, by the way. I genuinely, my Fallout 4 mod pack technically has a nude mod, because if you want a mod that makes just the general body textures and the fingers and stuff higher poly, the only thing you can do is I had to get a nude mod, and then I had to install the non-nude version of the nude mod, which I hate. Why is it so porny? I just want to make the hands look nicer.
Hang
That's all
on,
I give a fuck about.
Wait.
What?
Wait, sorry. Wait.
Can I help you, Daniel?
Right, so, according to Google, Fallout
Google's
4
always
has sold 12 million copies.
Okay.
Yeah, sounds about right.
That clip mod has been downloaded 9.3 million times.
Oh my god, it has! 9.3. Well, no, that's total downloads. Unique downloads is 2 million, but that's still quite a lot. That's.
I think it's the same few people.
Sixth of people.
I think quite a few people. It's some people downloading it multiple times.
This is the thing. No, it lists total downloads, which is 9.5. Unique downloads is linked to accounts, so that's 2.1 for unique downloads. 2.1 million for unique downloads.
Yeah, but there's also 5 individual files and various miscellaneous files.
Okay, fine. Let's look at the top file. How many unique downloads does the top file have? Fuck. Okay, the most recent update. It's unique downloads for just the most recent base download is still 1 million.
Well, you're the bastard who's downloaded this exact file, something very close to it, claiming that it's not for porn reasons.
Wait, so hang on. Does that mean that 1/12 of every single person who's played Fallout 4 has gone, I need some titties? And that's presumably these titties.
Yeah.
Literally, if you ever look for a mod featuring the name Kate, Piper, or Curie, it's just fucking. That's the.
I like how one of the photos of the top mod, by the way, is just it's a photo of the naked Nora, of course, but Dogmeat's in the background, turned away like he's embarrassed and doesn't want to look.
Like, if I said Piper, unique downloads, loving Piper, Piper outfit redone with more breasts, another Piper outfit where you can see a belly button, good-looking Piper, gorgeous Piper, simply gorgy look for Piper.
Simply gorgy?
Yes,
gorgy?
That's the word. Gorgy, yes. Piper's sexy outfit.
That's what the kids say today.
Wait, no, because that's total sales across all consoles. So looking on Steam Spy, it says it's got between 5 million to 10 million owners. So I'd assume probably, we'll say roughly that 1/6 of people who have played Fallout 4 on PC have added tits to it.
Jesus Christ.
You're all perverts. That's the secret.
This is genuinely what I'm learning about Fallout 4. Fallout 4's modding, right? Like, so many things have never been fixed by mods that are really glaring issues, yet there's 70 billion different tit mods. Not just one. You'd think one tit mod would be enough, but no, there needs to be 70.
Yeah.
Like,
well, they're in a war. They're in a war to see which can be the best tit mod, obviously.
War of Attention! Yes!
There
A
we
joke!
go.
It only took 2 hours and 27 minutes and we got a joke.
Up there. Good job, everyone.
I do throw it over there.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
You're right, Daniel. You doing all right? Is it from looking at all the clips?
I close that down really quickly because it makes me. You're aware that nudity makes me nauseous.
Obviously, that's why you played an entire porn game the other day. Right, you already sent me like 30 minutes of footage for it. Interesting.
Well, I only did about 30 for all the recordings at the
Yeah.
moment because I'm just fucking daily.
I went back to the homepage. I went back to the homepage of Fallout 4, and the top featured is something called Muscle Mania.
Yeah.
Oh.
And it gives all
now,
the women.
You've got to say, I'm looking at the other boob mods, and I understand
course
now
you are.
why the one that's top is top. Just some of these others have been made by people who don't appear to have ever actually seen real boobs.
No, genuinely.
The weight and distribution of them does not make sense.
One of my favourite things.
They don't make sense.
Right, all of these things, my favourite thing about them is so many, like mods that change how like people look, for example, say that they are making, and I quote, the female characters look more realistic. And by realistic, they mean they look like Barbie dolls, and it makes me think they've never seen a woman.
Yeah.
Like, genuinely, it's just like...
With the possible exception of porn stars who have been augmented so their breasts don't sit like normal humans.
Yeah, okay,
do.
if I search Deathclaw unique downloads, the second one is Deathclaw bikini, the sixth one is female Deathclaws, which is literally just Deathclaws with tits.
I feel weird. I feel like not wanking to video games makes me the weirdo now.
There's some really weird stuff going on here.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just gonna put. I want you to look at the third image out of 10 in the mod I'm about to send you guys.
Oh, there's a thing to click.
There's 10 images. I want you to look at image number 3.
10 images. Oh. Okay. Oh, hang on.
Image
Wait.
number 3.
What order
There's some real kind of, slightly interesting body stuff going on.
I have
The
no
bot or
idea.
the one after the bot?
It's just the way the back cut, and then number 4 as well.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
yeah,
fine.
because
That looks good to me. I mean,
Where are her internal organs supposed to be fitting? Look at number 4.
John.
Where is her stomach?
John,
Where's her intestines?
No, John, according to these people, the only internal organs a woman has is her ovaries and nothing else.
I'm going to point out, right?
They've made this. They've taken the hourglass figure to an extent where she's not human anymore. She looks like she's mutated.
Welcome to Fallout 4 mods. Like, Christ.
I'm just gonna. That looks fine. Just looks like a skinny bitch. I'm right with that.
No, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
Have you seen?
not
There
right.
was a GIF I saw recently of you don't need all that room for your organs. I'm just saying, right? You don't need it. You just scooch it up and around. Have you seen those people who like can scooch their organs up under like their ribs, and then they got like muscle control of their stomach, so they're like ridiculously nothing thin. It's fun. No,
I need to
Just
go
me.
now. I
Rebecca
can't.
show
I
you
can't.
that,
I'm
by any
done.
chance?
I'm done. I'm done.
No, I just stumbled
It's
upon
time
it while I
it's
was searching
time
for
to
weird
go.
games to play.
It's time to go.
No, so we haven't even started the... Right, that was the intro. Now let's get into the actual podcast.
Fuck
You know what,
off.
Joy?
I'm hungry. I haven't had dinner yet today.
Just a brief point. I started the podcast going, do you like wanking over video games? John was like, oh, you've lowered the tone. And now John's fucking sending me links going, look at her ass. Oh,
Yeah.
it's not very right.
I'm not
Yeah,
saying that.
John.
I'm saying look at her hip waist ratio. It's all
No,
wrong.
Earlier you were like, oh, her clit. Oh, it looks like they've reused the nipple texture for the clit. Oh, her clit doesn't look particularly like you get
Oh
a
my-
microscope out.
Oh shit! I've just found a mod that turns Curie into a furry.
Yes!
Yeah, no, I found that yesterday.
I just want to say that I love John's new role as, like, porn mod detective. This is a wonderful new sexment for the show, even. Yeah. Sexment for the
Welcome to
show.
the John Sexments.
Wonderful.
John will each month in the podcast, sorry, the pussy, John will bring his favourite, bizarrely, or just most interesting sexual mod for a game he's currently
It's not going to be a
playing.
thing that actually happens, but okay.
Wow.
Such a... Ah, dear.
And on that note, we're ending.
Oh,
Good night,
no.
everybody.
Bye from the pussy, boys.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Oh.